Yeah, we designated spitters live every week. Live, designated homie, cause we spit heat. We designated spitters, Francis and Pete. Yes, talking Yankee baseball, hip-hop for the streets. Yup, we designated, yup, we innovative. Yup, we designated, spitters time that you know. Yup, we designated, yup, we innovative. Yup, we designated, spitters, let's start the show.
Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. Welcome back.
Y'all know y'all missed us. You know you missed your boys.
Facts. We are back. And I tell you what, man, I am back from multiple things. I am back from the Dominican Republic, and I'm back from our good friend Ronis.
Oh,
Ronis got
right.
Pete.
The Ronis got him.
To the Dominican Republic and to Ronis, I got to take a shot for you. Mama Wanna, baby.
There we go, right there. Yeah, I don't know if you guys know, his new name is Pedro Simonetti.
Dominican Pete.
That's right. We got Pedro in the house.
I tell you guys what, though. I'm going to be real with you real quick. Mama Wanna ain't no joke.
Oh, no, that's not.
Let me tell you something. Things that stuff do to a man and a woman put you
It puts you at risk of serious procreation.
Yes. You're probably going to have twins.
Procreation is a side effect. That's the thing about Mama Wanna, man. It doesn't come with it doesn't come with the disclaimers. So.
No, it puts on the back. It says it has the what is the thing called again? Let me see. It starts with an A. What the hell is it called? An aphrodisiac.
Oh, that Mama Wanna is an aphrodisiac.
Yeah, an aphrodisiac.
Okay, yeah.
So it gives you a little bit of a warning. What it should say is that soon after you'll be slapping ass as a warning.
I mean,
that's what it should say.
I mean, it gets
on it immediately.
Gets a little bit frisky. Yeah, I mean,
fam.
It becomes a
Pete.
thing. I mean, you know what it is, man.
It's life in the DR. I understand it. Look,
what
Dominican
happens. That's what
Pete
it
has
is
a
when you out
whole
there.
world of understanding. You know what I mean? This is a totally different Pete. This is a different ball game.
Facts.
So, while I was in DR, the Yankees were absolutely terrific. I come home, and some people were saying it's the curse of Pete. It's the curse of Dominican Pete, could potentially be.
Could be.
And, man, we went into a bit of a spiral. And even now, our Yankees are playing like ass.
Forgot how to play baseball.
They forgot how to play ball. Boonie ball. Ball.
Now they're playing boonie ball, all right. I don't even know, actually. I don't want to put too much blame on Booney.
Oh, I am.
Just because today, maybe today.
Today, definitely. Oh, yeah.
Today, but
I got a little beef with him coming up on one of the things later in the show, but there's some beef there.
We'll get to that later when we get to our points about like how the team's doing right now. But
yeah,
because woof. We got a lot to say about that, man.
We've
been going for a little bit, but we back.
It feels like a real long time. I'll be honest with you. It feels like a really long time.
It does. It did feel like
this is episode number 9.
Jeez. We are chugging along.
We're chugging along, man. We're about to hit 10. By the way, there's a possibility. There's a possibility our good old friend Brian Hoke is going to join us for episode number 10.
You guys are
There's
like
a possibility. So I'm giving everybody a little spoil, a little look into the future, as I say.
Listen,
Dominican Pete has a way of seeing the future.
Yeah, he's pretty good at he calls it how he sees them. He's pretty
100%.
good at calling them.
Matter of fact,
listen, guys, we know
a little sip of this again.
We know y'all don't really care too much for the media, but Brian Hoke is different. Okay, he's the people's beat writer.
He is.
He's the people's
always accessible.
Journalist. Very accessible. Okay.
Let me tell you guys something about Brian Hoke. You DM Brian Hoke, you're gonna get a message back at some point. That's the one thing I respect him, because me and Brian Hoke have had many conversations. I've thrown many things at him that I've heard, see if he can confirm it. Yeah. We've had a lot of back and forth. Brian Hoke is definitely a good one, no doubt about it.
Oh yeah,
he's a good guy overall. Penny, Penny's a star. His daughter's a star. Penny's a star.
Penny's a rock star. I mean,
Penny's a rock star.
The only reason I'm going to tell Brian this when we speak to him, I mean, the only reason we settled for him is because Penny was booked.
She's booked. She was unavailable.
I mean, she's unavailable.
She was totally unavailable.
Next best thing, we got Brian.
You got to get the next best thing. And,
Penny,
we had to ask her permission, too, first.
Of course. Yeah, obviously.
She said it's all good.
Got to go through management. Got to go through the red tape. Yeah, I'm looking forward to hear what Penny's got to say about how they've been doing lately too.
Probably not going to be too happy. Probably not going to be too excited.
Yeah, I don't think they're doing Penny right. I don't know, but
not at all.
You know,
fam, I also recovered from COVID.
Yeah, man.
So Pete is back. Pete and the wife, we both had COVID. Not from I don't know where it came from. I don't know where we got it because we had to do the test leaving, and the test they stuck the thing up your nose and everything. And no, we were fine. It's all you're negative. You're good. Go ahead. You get on your plane, and we were fine to go. And then all of a sudden, fam, we get back and we beat up, muscle aches, body aches. My nose is completely shut down, headache from hell.
Yeah.
All beat up, feeling like I just got in like a boxing match and I had no arms and I just got beat up. And I did. It could be all that stuff. I don't know what it was exactly. Could have been the plane, Could have been.
I blame the plane.
I'm gonna blame the plane too. I'm not blaming DR. Dominican people wouldn't do that.
I don't think it's the destinations, man.
I think it's the planes. It could be the planes.
As much as they try to clean and all that stuff or whatever,
you can't.
Man, it's there's no way. Even before this whole COVID stuff,
always get sick on planes.
I would tell people all the time, listen, planes are like hyperbolic
cesspools,
chambers of bacteria,
of dirt, of shit.
It's just like
stink.
It's like a
you're got a guy taking dumps in the back. He comes out rubbing all the seats.
Come on, it's literally an MTA bus with wings. Like you gotta be
facts.
Yeah, I mean, the only reason we subject ourselves to it is because we have to get to like places like DR.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. So it's like we do it.
And I'm not a big plane guy. I don't enjoy the plane. I don't like takeoff. I don't like landing. I don't like being in the sky. I don't like none of that crap.
Yeah, I mean, when I was
not a fan
kid,
of it.
I remember being so excited for like my first flight. That shit wore off like immediately. I was like, once we took off, I was just like, this is it. I was like, oh man, like,
that's me. Every time
sucks.
My brain sucks because my brain is immediately.
When do we get off this thing?
No, my brain is even worse. My brain is immediate bad thoughts. We about to blow up. That's it.
Damn.
So the whole time I'm up there praying, the whole way going up, I'm praying.
They're like, hey, listen. I've been a good man. Like
right.
I don't even think. Matter of fact, walking down the aisle to my seat, I saw a priest, a nun, a rabbi, a shaman. You're not gonna kill you ain't gonna kill all of them, are you? Come on, you better make sure this plane lands, God. Don't do them like that.
Man,
you know how many kids I see on this plane?
I tell you, man. You gotta start trying to guilt him into making it stay.
Exactly. Listen, I always say I get on the flight and I start looking around. I see a lot of kids. I'm like, it's a good omen. There's a lot of kids there. Listen, they're annoying. They cry. They make whatever. They kick your seat. But they probably the reason that you're gonna land safely. If we're honest, if we're being honest.
I just sat there, man, and every time I get on, I just go, all right, well, hey, we in the air now. So listen, we in the air now. Ain't no turning back. That's it.
You can't get off at the next stop.
All I kept thinking was, I was like, oh man, the beach, the buffet,
exactly.
All inclusive. That's it. And I was like, all right. That's gonna calm that was like my Goosefabra thing. Remember that for the movie?
Yeah.
Goosefabra. That was it right there for me. Anger management.
All
I kept seeing was Jack Nicholson's face like this.
Mm-hmm. Goosefabra. Now I love that scene when at the stadium and Jeter goes to Roger Clay. He's like, my arm's icing over or whatever, and Jeter's like, chill, Rocket, Goosefabra.
Yeah. Hey, look, even Jeet about to go in the Hall of Fame, but Jeet had some. Look at that, man. Jeet had some airtime, man.
The good old days.
Jeet had some big screen experience in him.
He did, man. He should have had more. Should have had more.
I agree. I think Jeet could have been good. They could have. You know what they should have did? A Space Jam with Jeter. That would have been good.
They should have. But I've been saying that. I've been saying this for years, and people keep telling me, "Oh, things that baseball's not that popular." I'm like, don't give me that shit.
They don't make enough baseball movies either.
That's what I'm saying. I feel like there are baseball movies out there, and maybe they're not the most popular movies, but it's because of how they're done and like the way it's like basketball movies. They've make it into pop culture. They turn into pop culture. They get the rappers. They get the. It's like, bro, if you did like a Space Jam-esque movie with like Fernando Tatis right now,
be dope.
You know how crazy that shit would, like,
huge.
It would go crazy. Like, I'm like,
I wonder if baseball. That's the weird. That's actually a good thing to talk about. What does baseball really do for its star players, like outside of the game? They don't do much.
I think I feel like we had this conversation.
We may have.
The two of us have. I don't know if it's been on the air, but that's my thing. It's been my thing for years. It's like, they complain, right? There's people who complain like, oh, Mike Trout is the best player in the game, but like he doesn't do enough to market himself. I'm like, whoa, time out. What does the game do to market him?
Right. That's the real way to look at it. You're right.
What does the game do to market him? I'm not saying that he shouldn't put himself out there, because yes, he should, but he's also a professional baseball player. Like that's his trade.
And he's signed to a club, so I'm assuming there's not much he could actually go out there and just be like, oh, I want to appear in this or do this.
Exactly. And then he also has his deals with Nike and everything. Right. Like, you don't just do that. So, but the loophole to that is that when the league that you play in decides to put you together for an ad campaign and things like that, it doesn't matter what deals or contracts you have, like, you got to show up. And they don't do enough of that. In my opinion,
at all.
They don't do enough of that, because Mike Trout is a freaking baseball player. He didn't study marketing. But you freaking, you know what I'm talking about? You guys walking around with the masters and the whatever in business and the marketing degree. Why aren't you guys like crafting the stuff to like put him out there more? Fernando Tatis is pretty big right now. Very big. Even still, I think he could be way bigger.
Yeah, definitely. They don't market these guys enough.
Way freaking bigger. Like when you see the NBA players, they show up to the games and they're walking down. You got the cameras following them, looking at the outfits, the jeans, the sneakers, the chains. Tatis has all of that.
Yep.
Tatis has all of that, the swag, the style, all that. And then he shows up on the field and does it too post game. Like, it's like Jared Carabas tweeted this the other day, and I was like, I'm happy somebody said it. Like, because he obviously has a bigger platform than I do. And he was saying he said one of the things that MLB is messing up with is that after you finish watching the game on MLB Extra Innings, it just cuts off. Like after the final out,
right,
it just cuts off.
Yep.
So the post game press conferences,
you miss all of it.
Unless you're in the local market, you don't get to see it. And I'm like, that's freaking terrible. Like, I've always said that. Like, I'll sit up here and watch Padres games because I love baseball. Like, I'm gonna watch everything as much as I can. I'm watching Padres games, I'm watching Dodgers games, and then after the final out, like, that's it.
Boom, that's it. It's like go home.
I never get to hear why Dave Roberts did what he did unless they decide to put it on the MLB network at some point. You know what I mean? I rarely get to see like a Tatis post game conference live, because I'm not in their local market.
Right.
So I only get to see the clips and stuff or whatever. Like baseball is so behind the eight ball when it comes to market.
It's amazing. You would think that's something that they could definitely do a much better job with, just because all the stars they got. You know, like you said, Tatis, Trout, Aaron Judge alone, just his look and how big he is. I mean, there's everything about him is
Juan Soto.
New York, Juan Soto.
Guy. Lots of swag.
Yeah,
you know
baseball has a share.
You got Frankie Lindor, who's here in a big market now.
Vladdy?
Even if it's the Mets. Vladdy too. Like, I'm telling you, you gotta like, I don't know, man. Like, again, I'm not gonna sit here and like come up with a bunch of ideas or whatever and just like put them out there, because I mean, yeah, baseball, MLB baseball. If you guys want to hear some ideas, you should contact your boys over at Designated Spittaz.
Yeah,
maybe we can help you out with something.
For real.
So I'm not going to start putting up all of our brain children out here for free.
We're not going to do that.
I will just say, like, they need to be looking at the platforms like ours, like, you know, other people, because like we're the ones with the ideas that are actually like making sense, and the fans respond to our shit. It's for a reason.
Yeah.
You want to get the kids back into the game. You want to whatever, like, yeah, maybe talk to the people who have people paying attention to them. Like, I don't know. But like I said, we ain't giving any more brain children.
No. Because then they're going to take the idea.
Yeah.
Then I'm going to have to put the song Give Me the Loot on.
Exactly.
And we going to need all loot for it.
Oh,
we're going to need all loot for it. We ain't just going to sit back and give you guys the ideas, MLB.
You don't want to see Pedro and Francis pull up to
the
headquarters.
And trust me.
With the black Timberlands on.
Look, I could always switch to Italian Pete. But look, Dominican Pete is bad. Let me tell you.
If he goes to Italian Pete, now we're showing up. It's not good. We're showing up in a black, you know,
or an apron.
Car.
I might have an apron on. A dirty apron
car. Oh nah! If he shows up with the dirty apron and the cleaver,
that's death.
Yeah. Oh, it's over.
That's death. Baseball bat in one hand, cleaver in the other hand. That's death.
That'll be the end of Mr. Manfred. I mean, you'd probably become a national hero, to be honest. I mean, who are we kidding here?
Oh man!
God forbid. We're kidding.
Yeah, we're joking. Everybody, take it easy. Everybody, smile. Have a good time. And everybody, guess what? I survived. All right.
Sensitive.
I know there was a lot of you out there hoping Pete didn't make it.
Yeah,
but man. Pete is here. Okay. Zinc, baby.
They were praying on Simonetti's downfall, but now now they gotta watch you rise from the ashes. You know what I mean?
And it's let me tell you something. I was reborn multiple times, but it's all good. I'm here. I'm here,
Listen,
baby.
Even the garbage that the Yankees called playing baseball today couldn't stop us from coming back.
No, and trust me,
you know what I'm saying?
People, it's funny because you know how many people message me over as like, Pete, we need a rant, man. We need a rant. I'm like, guys, look, I want to rant. It's like that hype. It's like there needed to be like a little hype video, but like, Pete, like a little, like cheer me up. Yeah, I'm like. Trust me, I want to myself, but I'm like, we got the designated Spittaz pod. We both gonna do this a little bit. Yeah, and if they keep this trash up, you better believe you can get a live rant because today's game alone, we gonna get to that. We got some other things to talk about first. Yeah. But today's game got me a little hot. Today's game got me hot. We're gonna talk about that one, but
to say the least.
Let's jump into the show. So we gave you guys like a 15-minute intro because we so hyped about being back.
Yeah, and they hype about having us back. So we had to give them.
Of course, anybody out there we meet, we are expecting a shot bought, for us.
That's a fact.
We ain't buying shit.
We take all donations, but especially the liquid kind.
Yes, 100%.
You know what I'm saying?
100%.
Mama Juana, Cerveza.
Hey, whatever you
got.
I mean, if you got some basement garbage or something, I might even take that. I mean,
it's what it is. You mean take the trash out? Take the trash out. Oh yeah. Oh my bad. How I can't believe I forgot. But we take it all. Amaretto, limoncello, make it happen.
That's it. We're ready to go. Speaking of Dominican drinks, we're gonna talk about a Dominican player. That's my segue. Luis Gil. Luis Gil. Let me ask you a question real quick, Francis. I just thought of the Pee Wee Herman thing. It's not for sale, Francis. What the hell is Luis Gil doing in AAA? Does anybody know? Do we have an understanding of what he's a Yankee, isn't he?
No. The thing is, his
don't say Heen dog.
His ex SIERA or some other or other. Listen, I was about to bullshit and give them some analytical crap, but I'm not going to. But I'm sure there is something out there that our analytics squad, our geek squad, the faceless nerds, decided that he did come up here and not give up a run in 3 starts or whatever. But let's send him back to AAA. Still rough around the edges, get some more work in, and let's let Heen dog get Heen dogged, a couple more times, and that's it. We'll bring Gil out of the bullpen. That's what we're doing. He's in AAA, preparing to come out of the bullpen in October.
I better hope there's an October.
Listen, and let me tell you something. I'm not that guy. I'm not saying he's not going to be successful out of the bullpen or whatever. No. My question is, with the way our starting pitching is starting to like sputter and falter, can we afford to have him in the bullpen?
That's where I am. That's exactly where I am.
That's where I'm at with it. And I'm not. Listen, when the starting pitching was going, well-oiled machine, bang, 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 whatever, I was like, okay, I can see it. I mean, I'm not gonna lie to you, I never liked Andrew Heaney. His peripheral stuff did seem good. I remember Tyler sent me that tweet right when we made that trade, and I said, you know what? These stats make sense. I could see why Cashman went and took a flyer on this kid. Then I saw him pitch 1 time, 2 times, 3 times, and I said, you know what? Maybe I've seen enough.
Then we remember what my guy told me from the Angels.
That's a fact. You also had that information, and I was just like, you know what? Seems like your guy was right. The lights too bright. New York not working. He had a good start against the Red Sox, and we're like, wow, can't believe he did that. Helped us get the sweep. Okay, let's do it. No problem. And then had another good start after that, I think, before returning to his ways.
The Heen dog self.
And basically, I wish I could say I'm surprised, but I'm not surprised because this is what he was always going to be. This is what he was always going to do.
Yep.
Why the Yankees, forced themselves to go dumpster diving when it comes to starting pitching, I don't know. But I just wish that experiment could be over and we could say, hey, you know what? This guy, Luis Gil, that we brought up, during that spell, pitched 3 starts, didn't give up a run. Why not just keep seeing like what he's got? Like why not give him a couple more starts down the stretch here in September and see if this guy's really legit and see if we can't like take advantage of this spark in October.
It's funny because it's almost stupid to even think truly that Luis Gil never gave a run up and he's in the minor leagues.
Yeah.
When you got, so much going on right now at this club where we went from a point, like you said, where the starting pitching was good. And we were like, that could be a serious weapon for this team. A Luis Gil at the bullpen. And even when we had Hubs on last time, we all talked about that. Gil might be the best guy out the bullpen. It might make the most sense because everybody was doing pretty well. But, we're going to get into Jameson Taillon later. We're going to talk about Corey Kluber here any second. And, the rotation's not what we thought it was. It's not where we want it to be right now. So, you got a guy who, again, 15 innings or 15 and 1/3, whatever the hell it is, of no runs surrendered. None. He was doing extremely well. He faced some good teams, including the Red Sox. Yeah. I mean, he went against these clubs. He did his thing. He hung in there. He pitched very, very well. I don't think there's a game where you look at this kid and go, that's a big red flag right there. Something's wrong. Or he's not gonna keep trending well. This kid was trending well. He wasn't walking guys. He wasn't walking the bases loaded. He never looked out of place.
Yeah. Whatever jams he got himself into, he got right out of.
And he's gonna give up runs. You know what I mean? It's not like we're talking as guys.
Like he's never gonna. Yeah, no, he's gonna give up. A run,
he'll get hit around a little bit, and that's obviously expected. But wow, to see this guy kind of just get sent down to AAA now in his last outing in AAA, he was getting himself into some trouble, but ends up with 5 innings of shutout ball, only 2 hits and 9 strikeouts.
Yeah,
and that's a lot of kind of what we were seeing from Luis Gil.
Same thing that he was doing here. He went down there, did it again in another start, and then they scratched him from his next start to start working him out of the bullpen because that's what the Yankees want him for the stretch run into the playoffs.
And don't get me wrong, I'm disappointed with it too. I could understand why they think that's a good idea. We talked about this too with the idea of what's going to happen with Luis Severino. Is he going to even pitch this year? We hear that maybe, he's doing some long toss now. Yeah. All right, fine. That's all cute. We'll see when he's actually on a mound and what that looks like. I mean, at this point now, I don't think you have enough time to stretch him.
But what does he – my question is what are they expecting from Luis Severino this year?
You can't. If you're expecting anything, you're setting yourself up for failure.
What's the expectation? Do they think he's gonna come back and just be lights out? He's just gonna come back and be able to give you 4 or 5 innings of shutout baseball with 10 strikeouts or some shit like that?
Yeah, bro. You can't expect that.
Why are we banking on that? Why isn't he the one just gonna stay in AAA for the rest of the year? Working himself into shape or whatever.
And this is a serious question. And I think every Yankee fan will likely, without bias, will answer this fairly. Mm-hmm. If somebody were to tell you right now, you got to rely on Severino or Luis Gil the rest of the year. Luis Gil everybody's choosing Gil.
100%. And it's not any shade. It's not any shade.
Even if somebody was like, oh, he's healthy and he's pitching, I'm choosing Gil.
Yeah, it's not any shade or disrespect to Severino, and I think that's what I want people to understand. Don't misunderstand us. We're not shitting on Sevy.
Nah, I love Louis. I love Sevy. Sevy, my man.
Sevy was our ace for a decent time, right, in his young career. All right, he was holding it down before we went and got a true ace in Garrett Cole. Right now that we have Garrett Cole, our whole freaking excitement was, can you imagine when Sevy comes back and he's at the top of his game and Cole's at the top of his game and we got those two at the top of our rotation? We haven't seen that yet. Okay. It's not hate against him. It's just, we have to be realistic in the situation that we're in. It's September now. Okay. As of right now, the Yankees are a playoff team. When you get to the playoffs, yes, some people like to say, oh, it's a crapshoot, it's whatever. But it is a crapshoot, but it also, preparedness has a lot to do with it. Preparation has a lot, to do with it. You have to be best prepared for the crapshoot that is the playoffs, right? When you have teams like Tampa Bay, who are playing the entire year with like makeshift rotations and bullpens and lineups or whatever, of course they're well suited for October baseball. They've been doing it and practicing it all year.
Yeah.
Right. When I look at the Yankees, like, what is the Yankees' identity? When you think of, like, what is it going into the playoffs? We can't say it's consistently one thing or the other.
No.
Right. Our rotation has been kind of all over the place.
It's a toss-up.
But still figured out a way to have like one of the freaking best ERAs, if not the best ERA in the American League.
Nasty
right now,
Nestor.
which is crazy, right? We have the best ERA. Okay, that's really good, and it's a big accomplishment. But do the math on the amount of pitchers that it took to get us there and how we did it. And how, like, with Garrett Cole missing time and Kluber missing all this time and Tyone going on that really hot run, but like now looking like he's maybe running out of gas. Like, there's a lot of things. There's a lot of nuance there. And we got, you have to look at the situation, for what it really is and be honest with yourself. Like, does Sevy come in and continue the stretch of good starting pitching that we've seen so far, whatever? Or does he become an impediment? Like, is it like, I personally don't think we should be going to him at this point. It's September. What is it going to be? The 5th when you guys are listening to this, and he has yet to throw a pitch in the majors.
Fam, he hasn't thrown more than 10 innings since 2018. 2018.
Like, we're
in 2021. We're about to hit 2022.
We have to we have
3
to,
years.
Just I'm telling you, if it was up to me, I would say, listen, let him work his rehab in the minors. Even when they think he's ready to bring him up to the major league team, I would keep him with the minors and let him finish out the season there. And, obviously travel with the team, during the playoffs or whatever, but I wouldn't pitch him this year. Like,
you got to really think about that. And you're right.
You're going to put him in some high stress innings just like that. Like,
and the other thing that's concerning, I mean, I know there was no structural damage, but that's still concerning. That, it's his right shoulder. Yeah. You know what I mean? That, I have discomfort. I can't throw. All right, well, we might need to really sit you out for the year.
And they don't know what the hell it is. That's
exactly.
It's like typical Yankees, though, again, like, and I hate to have to bring up this conversation again, but it's like, when it comes to the injuries, every freaking time, there's always like this freaking veil of like ignorance.
Yeah.
Nobody knows. Nobody knows anything.
Nothing ever.
It's like, oh, it's nothing. Oh, it's something. Oh, it's day to day. Oh, it's this, it's that. It's like, we never know. We never know what the hell is going on.
Yep.
Who are the doctors? Like, oh no, he went to the best doctor for the best doctor. Are these guys really the best doctors? Because nobody seems to know dick.
Really?
Nobody seems to know dick. Like, every time somebody go, oh, it was nothing or whatever, and then 2 weeks later, he's gonna be on the 60-day. Like, wasn't Glaber's injury? Glaber got injured. It was like, his thumb might be a
couple days, day by day, day to day.
Glaber's been gone. I don't know how long. Like, it's never anything. And don't give me that. Oh no, they have to spin it for the media. No.
How about Judge? 3 weeks? That was the greatest.
Man, oh my God.
3 weeks turns into 12.
You bring it up because that was what really made me a fan of yours. All right, so I'm happy.
Mr. 3 weeks.
Mr. 3 weeks was like, that's when I was like, listen, this Simonetti guy, I like the cut of that guy's jib. Because when Boone said 3 weeks, my first response to the television set was like, yeah, my ass.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I said 3 weeks, my ass. That's exactly what I said.
I was like, I bet. And then you were going live, I think, that night. And I think one of the first initial things you said was like, yeah, I don't believe a word that they're saying or whatever. And then when he wasn't back a month later, you were like, remember? 3 weeks?
Yeah, well, because I remember I got a message. I got a message from Mr. Reliable that night, the night it happened.
Mm-hmm.
And he told me, he said he won't be out for 3 weeks. And I wrote back, I said, what do you mean? He's like, the injury's worse. It's going to be a lot longer than 3 weeks. And I was like, why are they saying that? And then he never responded to that. Exactly. But I remember going live and I was like, yeah, 3 weeks, my ass, 3 weeks. That ain't never happening. This team has done this for the longest time. It's like something they do. It's weird. I don't know why. Joe Girardi used to do it too a lot. Joe Girardi used to do that a lot too. He would because he would say it was more of a strategy not to let other teams know. I'm like, all right, that's just stupid. Okay.
No.
What are you going to war?
Strategy.
What are you going to war?
Strategy, my freaking left butt cheek.
Come on.
Strategy.
Come on now.
Doesn't Joel Madden from the freaking Angels, his strategy is to like put the lineup out as late as freaking possible. The Angels still suck.
I know. I know. Come on.
Strategy.
Come on. You're waiting to see who's in the line. Who's in the line that scares me? That's gonna. Oh my God.
Oh man.
Mosh.
Brandon
Mosh.
What are we gonna do? I have no idea what the lineup is gonna be. I mean, is he gonna play Ohtani or
is
not?
Is Jeff Passan playing next to Ohtani today?
Of course he's gonna play Ohtani. Yeah. See, that would be the shock right there. Don't shock somebody like that. Like, put the lineup about 5 minutes before the game and Jeff Passan is leading off. That'd be the only way you shock somebody. But other than that,
I'm sick of these fans too with this Jeff Passan KO bomb and all this. That Jeff Passan with another murder victim.
God,
grow up.
Grow
up. The guy.
Don't get me wrong.
Jeff Passan.
Don't get me wrong.
He's just a wannabe. He's a wannabe Stephen A. Smith. That's what he is.
He used to be in my mind. He used to be. And I could be wrong, but like I said, in my mind,
he was good.
He used to be really good
until the stardom and everything got to his head, and he said, "Oh look, I'm fine. I'm the first big reporter that's gonna get world famous. The fans on Twitter love me."
I was a huge fan of his, and there was a time where he was like actually catching bodies on Twitter with some of the things that he says. But now it's like he'll say something regular, and they're like, "Jeff Passan, 237 kill streak." I'm like, he ain't kill nobody like that.
I mean, I'm not gonna toot my own horn here, but I kind of felt like I kind of beat him up a little bit. I kind of bullied him. I did. I hate saying it. I kind of bullied him a little bit.
You might have, and I think
I forgot. I said something about I'm surprised.
Probably we're never gonna get the Aaron Boone interview.
Probably not. Or that Ohtani interview. I said something along the lines of because he tweeted at somebody and everybody was doing it. I was like, oh man, these people are trying me. Let me get Jeff this time. I said, well, Jeff, I'm kind of surprised your hands got that much typing considering they're usually around Ohtani's balls. Something along those lines.
How the hell did I miss that, man?
You missed it.
I gotta feel like
I gotta find this now.
I gotta go back and like that and retweet it just to bring it.
I
gotta bring it back to the forefront of the timeline.
See, this is how we get ourselves in trouble. We seem to enjoy getting ourselves in trouble here.
Hey, man, we gotta tell the truth. At the end of the day, look.
Just keep talking so I can find his.
Like I said, he used to be good.
He did. I ain't got no problem with him.
He used to be good. Now, not so much. I don't think he's catching, the passing bombs or whatever, the way that people say he does. It's like, I don't know.
Oh, here we go.
I saw the one that you're talking about the other day. I just didn't see your response. But
you're going to like this.
What was his response to the person that they said that he was killing this guy?
He said, I suppose whatever I have to do is better than what you have to do, which is visit your son in jail.
Oh, exactly. Yeah. And they thought.
And I'm like, okay.
Didn't the guy respond that his son wasn't even in jail?
Yeah, he said something like that, but I think his son did go to jail. But it wasn't like he didn't get like a sentence. I think he was like in and out.
Okay.
I believe. But anyway, here's my response. I said, and I forgot that Joe G, our good friend Killer Joe. Yeah, he talked about this one. He liked my response.
Killer Joe.
I said the majority of Passan's day is spent around Ohtani's balls, per my understanding. Hard to imagine his hands are free to type. Be very, very careful.
Oh shit!
What's up, Jeff? What's up, Passan?
Listen, man. Listen.
Jeff,
I'm gonna tell you right now. Jeff Passan hasn't caught a body in a little while, man. I don't know. I tag him in all the shit that I got to say about him.
I see that you do. You go hard at Jeff. You go at Jeff.
And I'm not even that type. You guys know the ones guys who follow me.
You don't.
You guys know. I don't go at people like that or whatever.
But, hey, those are the hard. When you go at him though, it gets ugly.
It gets ugly. I'm gonna tell you. And you know what it is? Is that honestly, it really profoundly struck me. It really struck me. It hurt my soul when I saw him on the All-Star break. Pete, I'm telling you, I couldn't believe that Jeff Passan was like sitting up there on a freaking panel with a straight face telling the world of baseball that the Yankees had nothing to trade.
And he's an insider. That's what bothers you. You're supposed to be an insider.
No, not an insider.
They
say
the insider.
The insider.
Right. If he says it, it's word is bond. That's it.
Exactly. For him, whatever he comes out of his mouth in terms of like baseball, it's Bible to some people.
Yeah.
So for him to say that, I was like, wait. Aren't you the one that's always calling out everybody on Twitter like, oh, you guys don't know what you're talking about. That's not true, whatever. When did you start listening to the shit that people peddle on Twitter?
Right.
You're Jeff Passan. Don't you know better than that? And the Yankees proceeded to make him look like an idiot because they traded for Gallo, they traded for Rizzo, they traded for Holmes, we didn't have nothing to trade. We didn't have nothing to trade. And then a little while after they made all those trades, Fangraphs came out with their rankings again and moved them up to 4.
Right.
In terms of farm system.
And then even after that, they're like, oh, Anthony Volpe's one of the top prospects in baseball.
In all of baseball.
So is Jason Dominguez. Luis Heel gets more love. All these guys keep rising up.
20 prospects, 3 top 50. Like, whoa. I'm like, whoa. This is the same team that Passan sat up on national television and said.
The genius, the god.
He said they have nothing to trade. I remember the conversation verbatim. The topic was Cubs and Yankees. All right. 2 most interesting, teams going into the deadline. What are they going to do? And he goes on this long spiel about the Cubs and, Chris Bryant and Anthony Rizzo and Javi Baez and, Hendricks and whatever, and all these pieces or whatever. And he's like, yeah, they got to figure out what they're going to do. And because they're definitely going to move this guy and that guy, whatever. And that. So when they're done with that, he's like, yeah, like, so what about the Yankees? I mean, underperforming this year, obviously some change need to be made there. He's like, yeah, I mean, I get it, but like, look at the Yankees. I mean, what are they going to sell? I was just like, I would have snuffed him.
What
if
are
I was
they going to sell?
What are they going to sell?
I'd have gave him the good old Chiquanda Ching, which is a 55 in Italian. You do the back, the ditch.
Yeah, exactly.
The quick.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Quick little 55 for him. That's
listen, long story short, people. If you ever see me going at Jeff Pat, it literally all stems.
He goes at him.
It literally all stems back to that one moment where I was just like, because
that's loyalty. That's loyalty to your team too.
Yeah,
you ain't gonna shit on the Yankees like when you know about the Yankees. And my thing is too, it ain't like you said, it's not like Buster Olney doing this. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
It's the guy who everybody talks about, like, oh, he is the god of this, and if he says it, word is bond. So if you gotta come correct, you gotta come correct though. You can't come the way you come, Jeff. For talking like the Yankees aren't on the war field right now with players on the field.
Yeah, like, come on, bro.
You act like this team just had to throw the white flag up and that's it. They just surrender and go home because they don't got it.
He looked so bad to me in my eyes after he said that, because like literally after we made a bunch of trades, but even before we had made the trades, we called up these guys, Greg Allen and whatever, and all these guys that they called up looked good and they were playing well. But I'm like, and you had the nerve to sit up on national television and say the Yankees had absolutely nothing of interest to other teams in terms of trade. They didn't have nothing of interest. Jeff, they were able to trade for Gallo and Rizzo without spending a dime.
Nothing.
We're not paying them anything.
No, our man Glenn Otto was up there. I mean, was Glenn Otto worth anything? He's already in the major leagues. Had 5 shutout innings
and looked really good in his.
Looked excellent. Looked
really good in his.
Shout out to my man Eli Fishman who said it. Eli said he's ready to go.
Yes. Eli said this month. I think it's months ago.
It was a month ago. Yeah.
It was one of our first freaking interviews, man. And Eli said it. And look, the kid came up, looked really good for Texas. And you know what? I'm happy because he was Rule 5 eligible anyway. But think about that. He was one of our guys who was
could be using him right now too, by the way. But
oh hell yeah,
what it is.
Shit. Yeah. We don't want to go down. We don't want to dive down that.
I mean, the way my good Italian friend is playing right now. I mean, looking like that deal might be a little favor to another club, but
no.
We got a whole other year left. We'll see what happens.
Got the W. Nah, I'm gonna tell you right now. I still got hope in Gallo.
Yeah, I love Gallo. I loved me and Pops. And there's Pops didn't want Gallo on the Yankees, man. Pops didn't want Gallo.
Yeah, no, he said it.
But Pops did not want Gallo, man.
What he said, what Pops Minetti said is not incorrect. I mean, it's the truth. I mean, Gallo is what he is. He's strikeout, walk, home run. Like that's what he is. What I think the allure with Gallo is that's not going to change even when he's slumping Gallo slumping is not the same as Gary Sanchez slumping.
Right.
Why? Because Gary Sanchez slumping is just another right-handed bat in the lineup that is easy to get out. Gallo is still that left-handed power presence. You know what I mean? And so you still put him in the lineup because it still gives pitchers a different look. And even if he's slumping, it's like you can't make a mistake to him. And if it's like if you're a righty going into the left, you know what I mean? Like,
and he still gets on base. He'll still take his walks.
You know what I mean? So his left-handedness, his eye as a batter, like seeing pitches, and then his defense still to me makes it like listen, man, he makes an impact on the game and in the lineup. Look, obviously we knew what he was when we got him, and like I get it. I know people are gonna be frustrated with Gallo or whatever. But
we have a lot to talk about when we get to the state of the Yankees offense. I just had like 4 things pop in my mind. I'm like, all right, let me hold this. I don't want to go into it right now.
I didn't even plan to go into the Gallo spiel, but
but there's actually it makes a lot of sense because the state of the Yankee offense is really something serious to talk about. And it's crazy because it goes into playoff time. It goes into the rest of this year now, of course, come playoff time. But then also 2022, it's going to be super interesting. And a player who probably doesn't have a role in 2022, I don't think, is Corey Kluber. And we saw Corey Kluber's return, Angels versus Yankees. And I know, Francis, you specifically wanted to talk about the series, so I'm going to leave the floor to you.
Yeah, no, I'm going to tell you guys right now, this Angels series, if I said that it left something to be desired, that's an understatement. I mean, the Yankees went into Oakland on a 11-game winning streak. They proceeded to win the first game 7-6. They battled in that game, came back, won it. Then they went in the second game and just beat them. It was 8-2, but I mean, the game was over. Like, you know what I mean? They beat them, and they finally lost 3-2. I was like, okay, I wish the offense would have showed up a little more, but what are you gonna do? The streak had to come to an end sometime. Fine. Then the next game, they lose 3-1. It's like, damn, the offense is still dead. Like, we just lost 2 straight after winning 13 in a row. All right, whatever. We're going to Los Angeles. We're gonna play the Angels. We'll get right out there. Well, no, the Angels used us to get right, and that's not what you want. Like Girardi would say, it's not what you want. Okay, I mean, especially when in the first 2 games of the Angels series, we scored 11 runs between those 2 games. 11 runs. This means on average we were scoring 5.5 runs a game. The Yankees scoring 5.5 runs a game means mostly throughout this year they win those games.
Yep.
When the Yankees are scoring that kind of output, we lost both of those games. The first game we lost 8-7, which was just, that game was ridiculous. Like, giving up 8 runs to the Angels is just, it can't happen. It just can't happen. It can't happen. Right. Like Kluber is, he's out there and he was coasting. Like,
he looked really good. Yeah, we're seeing the highlights right now. I mean, like, his movement and everything was terrific. He looked really good. And this is the first time I'm actually seeing a lot of re-seeing these highlights again and watching him pitch again. He looked really good.
He looked really, really, really good. And then it starts to go awry, right? I think, what was that, the 4th? That was the 5th inning or the 4th?
The 5th, I believe. I'll confirm that any second.
Yeah. Then it starts to go awry. And, 1 batter, okay, 2 batters, all right. Then 3, it's like, dang, 3 straight hits or whatever. Like, I'm not saying that I wanted Boone to get up right there and give him the hook right after that, but I'm saying we didn't even get anybody up in the bullpen at that point. And it's just like, this is this guy's first start off of the freaking IL. Like, you know what I mean? Like, we should be like watching this.
Oh yeah, Boone manages horrible. There's no going around that. There's no going around that. He manages terrible.
Was like, you should have been on the top step, like looking for any sign of like, yeah, he's already getting tired. He's tired.
And it was the 4th.
It was the 4th.
It was the 4th.
So I'm like, I saw the signs. I was looking at Twitter. All the fans seemed to see the signs right away. They're like, oh, he's getting hit. Oh, another hit. Oh,
I was screaming. I remember. I was on Twitter saying it. I said, I mean, at this point, what are you doing? There's not even somebody warming up in the pen.
Yeah.
And then he goes to Heen Dog?
Yeah. And that was the plan. So before the game started, when I knew that the plan going into the game was Kluber, then Andrew Heaney, I was just like, this is giving me lost vibes. But when Kluber came out so hot, I said, you know what? Maybe not. If Kluber gives you 4 innings of shutout baseball, Heen Dog comes in, he's gonna probably give up 2 or 3, but it's the Angels, so we still probably win that game with the way Kluber was going, right? We ended up scoring 7 runs. So if you think about it, if Kluber did give us the 4 shutout innings and Heaney came in and gave up 2 or 3, we would have won that game 7-2 or 7-3, which is how I thought it was going to go after watching those first 3 innings from Corey Kluber. But then, like I said, he started falling apart at the seams. I think Boone spent too much time watching. I don't know what they were looking for, but it got ugly. It got ugly really fast. And it was just like, like I think he gave up the one run and it was just like, oh, all right, bam. But then the grand slam.
He just, I think he struck out. He struck out Ohtani on a beautiful pitch. And then after that, everything just went to hell.
And it just went to hell. I mean, look, when he gave up the grand slam,
the hanger.
It's like, listen, guys, I'll tell you right now, it's very difficult to win a game in which your starter gives up a grand slam.
There's the homer from Ohtani off Heen Dog, so everybody gets to have fun with that one.
I don't know what the numbers are, but somebody, one of you analytics guys out there can look that up. The numbers, for teams in games where their starter gives up a grand slam. I promise you, they're not good. So once that happened, I had a pretty strong feeling that, this is probably not going to be that game for us, and we might take this L. It was what it was. But then the next day, same deal. We had Tyone on the mound, and Tyone doesn't commit, as big a sin as Corey Kluber in terms of like the grand slam, but a 3-run home run, I mean, it's 1 run off from killing you just as much. So Tyone giving up that 3-run jack in the second game of the series was bad business. And the Yankees were only able to scratch across 4 runs that game on 11 hits. They were hitting, but nothing was happening. Right. And we ended up losing that game 6-4, and we lose the series to the Angels. And it's just like, bro, we just came out of splitting with Oakland, and before splitting with Oakland, we were on this amazing streak, and we follow that up with a series loss to the Angels.
Yeah,
this is not the Mike Trout Angels,
right?
And on top of that, Ohtani wasn't even fit to pitch against us in the series.
This is
like, how do you lose that series?
This is again what I go back to, and why everybody. Well, not everybody. A few people love when the Yankees were on a hot streak. They were like, oh, where's Pete now? Blaming Booney. Why is he not blaming Booney now? And whatever. You got your Boone fan, your fan dogs. I'm gonna call them fan dogs out there. Instead of Heen dogs, fan dogs, Boone dogs.
I saw that guy.
You got the Boone dogs out there.
Yeah.
But the thing that cracks me up, right, is if you really look at the way this team is managed, take the bias off and just watch it. You would think the Yankees are 10 games up in the division.
It's a fact.
He does not manage with any urgency at all. And the type of moves he makes, you to yourself go, would anyone else make this move? Or am I out my mind stupid? Yeah. Heaney coming in, I understand it. I get you had a game plan. But what took so long? I'm not saying that Heaney would have, you want Heaney to come in? No, I didn't want Heaney to come in. Heaney should have got a clean inning. But somebody else should have managed the dumpster fire that was there. Somebody else should have came in to get Kluber out of that game. Somebody else should have. Those plans should also be in the plan book. Well, or in the game plan. Plan A is you go 5, maybe, and Heaney finishes in it. Plan B is Kluber, if you can't, this guy will come in to clean an inning. The clean inning starts with Heaney on the mound. You should have that lined up nice and easily for this club, okay?
Yeah.
Then you look at that for an example, how badly that was managed. Then you look at the way the roster line, the lineup is constructed daily, and Luke Voit gets hot. Then you're sitting him. Then this guy's hot. Then you're relaxing him. Oh, he needs a day off. He needs 2 days in a row. Then he comes back and he plays like shit. Then he's off again. Then he plays again. Now he's in a slump again. Interesting. I don't know how to really relate that. Maybe there's something to it. Then you look at Jameson Tyone his last multiple times.
We started sitting Voit was in Oakland.
Yeah, that's when he was hot. He was hot, and then they just stopped playing.
And then they start sitting him
2 days in a row.
And all of a sudden Gardner has to get into the lineup because for defensive purpose. Like, what the fuck?
I don't get it. And then
Aaron Judge, what mistake did Aaron Judge make in center field?
None.
That I missed.
Aaron Judge actually looks really good in center.
He looks phenomenal. He looks way better than I thought he would.
Me too.
That they kept trying to tell us that he was this and he was.
I thought Gallo would have been the best guy in center, but he looks great.
I was skeptical as fuck. But you know what? When I started seeing him out there, I was like, you know what? I might have been wrong. And apparently,
the thing is, he takes great reads. He takes great reads.
He does. That's what I know about.
You never see him late.
Jump.
He's never late.
He gets a really good jump on the ball, and he's just a lot faster. Well, maybe it's not that he's so fast. I mean, he's got long legs, so he's tall. He covers a lot of ground. That's what it is. He covers a lot of ground when he moves. So he does end up getting to like some shit that I'm just like, damn, I didn't think he would, whatever. But he basically, my point is, Aaron Judge has looked pretty freaking good in center field.
Really good. I agree.
That he's played. And it's like the fact that we have a hitter in Luke Voit who was scalding hot, and we start sitting him because we have to get Gardner in center field for defensive purposes. It's just, it blows my mind against Oakland, where it's like we had a chance to like maybe like sweep these guys, at least take 3 out of 4.
Yep.
And then you could go and take one of the hottest hitters out of line. And some people say, oh, it's only one hitter or whatever. It doesn't. You have no idea how much one hitter changes the face of a freaking lineup.
Yeah.
Like with a guy who's as hot as Voit, you have to start pitching differently to people who are around him and things or whatever, which means that you pitch differently. It's a residual effect, bro. Like it's a residual effect.
Yep.
If Voit is batting freaking 5th in a lineup, being as hot as he is, it affects the 4 guy, the 6 guy, the freaking 3 guy, even the 7 guy, even like, and then now you add that up, that's 5 guys out of a 9 guy lineup. It affects more than half your lineup. Just having one player in a lineup.
Of course.
Do the math, nerds.
Of course.
Do the math. That's simple.
Well,
no.
even right now, like Judge's center field defense is average to above average, slightly above average. Is when you look at the whole analytic peripheral thing.
The metrics. I like
the metrics.
I like it. I like that we're giving them numbers because they like that shit, you know?
They love it. They love it. Like we said, we enjoy it. We like it too. We just don't make it the do all end all here. We don't do that.
We also, because the thing is that we also have eyes.
Right.
I don't know.
And so we base that off of a lot. You know, we kind of believe what we see a little bit.
We like to look at other things other than the computer every now and then.
Facts.
I'd like to introduce some of these guys to women. I don't know if they... That's a conversation for another day. But
I like to introduce them to something called marijuana.
Yeah. Oh hell yeah. Yeah. Oh hell yeah. Listen. You get a bottle of that in the analytics department and
go to a bar for a little while.
See what lineup comes out. That
you have a hell of a lineup coming out.
Should be crazy as hell. They have Miguel Andujar in there. He ain't even off the IL yet. They'd be like, Andujar is leading off tonight.
Mickey Andujar gonna find his way in the lineup. He'll come in there with a crutch if he needs to. He don't care. Mickey's gonna be out there.
Basically, yeah. My synopsis on the Angels series was just like it was a disappointing series. It was disappointing.
Facts.
We definitely should have won the series at the very least. Won it, but when Ohtani was scratched as a starter in the series, it was like, oh, the Yankees got to walk in here and sweep this, right? We got to. And I mean, we scored 11 runs in the first 2 games, and then obviously you guys know Cole pitches the 3rd game, and we just dominates them, and we win 4-1. But when you look at the script in the first 2 games, it's like, I mean, if J-Mo is the same J-Mo that he was, you know, on the run that he had, we probably win that game because they scored 4 runs. On the first night, if Kluber doesn't give up a grand slam, we probably win that game because we scored 7 runs. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So it's like it definitely left a little to be desired, and it was just like, yeah, man, we left wins on the table there, and that's been the story of our life as Yankee fans this year. This team consistently leaves wins on the table. Leaves wins on the table. Yes, they have the best record in those 1-run games and things like that, and people are like harping on that because like, oh, but they win a lot of close games or whatever. But it's like, yeah, cool.
And that's cute. That's cute.
They lose a lot of winnable games. Too.
Exactly.
Like, can we talk about that?
Exactly.
Because my issue is Tampa doesn't do that.
No.
That's why they're in the lead.
Tampa's just such a well-rounded club, and the chemistry.
They're not better than us.
Let me tell you something. I've been saying this all year. Chemistry means something, and that manager has something going in that club where they truly believe they are the best team in baseball, because they don't have the best talent in baseball. I think everybody will agree with that. Nowhere near it. But they got a motivating, driving factor behind that club. And I mean, at the end of the day, a lot of that stuff goes to clubhouse. We've heard David Cohn talk about it. He says chemistry actually is a real thing. Chemistry is a real thing.
It is. All the champions talk about it. A-Rod has spoken about it.
Yep.
Jeter has spoken about it. Coney's spoken about it. I don't know how many more people need to say it before Cashman and his people start listening, but it matters. It matters.
Hey, I don't have inside info on this. I've been saying it all year, though. There's something wrong in that Yankee clubhouse. I'm going to keep harping on it till it comes out because it's going to come out. Mark my words. Watch.
You see,
there's something wrong there.
Like when you looked at that run that they went on, that 13-game win streak, right? We saw something click in this team where they started to like play for each other, and we saw it. And
was it an illusion? Was it a mirage?
I feel like it was real, but then at the first sign of adversity, like
you start to question it, of course.
Normal people.
That's human. That's human nature.
What happens is like you can get the chemistry right and start making it work and start building something, and everything's going good. And when you're winning, and it feels good, and it covers a multitude of sins because you're winning, and so it doesn't matter, and everything's good, and everybody feels good. But at the first sign of adversity, that's the most important point, right? In terms of like creating a team who's taking a team who's good and turning into a great team. And that right there, that point is where the manager steps in.
Yep.
Right? Because that adversity is going to hit everybody. Adversity punches everybody in the mouth at one point or another throughout the season. Baseball has the longest season. You mean to tell me it's not going to hit? No, it's going to hit every team. Adversity is coming for every team. Okay. Yep. It's 162 games. It's a marathon. But that's where having a real freaking manager changes things. And again, like I said, I'm not blaming Boone for like game performance from like the Oakland series to now to the Orioles series. There's very few game performances from players that I'm blaming on Boone. Right. I'm talking about after that first loss in Oakland, that second loss in Oakland, whatever. It's like, okay, we went on a 13-game winning streak. All right. We just dropped 2 games here in Oakland. All right. These were winnable games. All right. That's where you step in and you're like, listen, I seen you guys these last 2 games, 2 runs, 1 run, 3 runs in 2 games. That's not you guys. That's not you guys. And you know what? Don't sit here and tell me that, oh, whatever. No, because you guys just rattled off 13 straight freaking victories.
Right.
All right. And good teams were mixed into that streak, and there was good pitching mixed into that streak. And you found a way every single night for 13 games straight to make it work. So don't tell me that 3 runs in 2 games is who you are. Because who you are now is this team that you just showed that you were. So step it up. Step it up. Let's march into Anaheim and let's fucking knock them on their asses. And
well, they haven't even played the same ball. I mean, they were doing a lot of good things. They were stealing bases. They don't do that no more.
They were stealing bases. They were doing hit and runs. They were like, and all of a sudden, it's like as soon as the first sign of adversity hit,
they changed up what they were doing.
Everybody went back into their shells and started doing what they were doing in the beginning of the year. And that to me happens when there is not a strong manager in place to come and tell them right there, like, no.
That's right.
I understand. Here's some adversity. Here's some scary, okay, whatever. But you're not about to go back into your shell. You're not about to go back to doing what you were doing at the beginning of the year. You're going to stay the course and you're going to stick to the plan. Stick to the plan. Trust the process. It worked for 13 games straight. Okay, we lost a game. Okay, we lost 2 games. Do not start reverting to this hero version of baseball, trying to score 7 runs with 1 swing of the bat. That's not going to work. We need to trust each other like you guys were doing on this streak. But of course, Booney would much rather tell them, hey guys, I know we lost 2 straight, but that just means that we're 13-2 in our last 15.
Yep.
But there's no reason for you to hang your head down. And Glaber's coming back. So we don't even have to worry about. It's like shut up.
Yeah,
man.
shut up.
Just
Stop it.
Be a real manager.
Stop it.
Be a real manager, man. Just tell them because the talent is there, and that's what frustrates me. I was arguing with this dude on it wasn't Twitter, it was Instagram or whatever. I think in the MLB comments they were talking about something, and this Rays fan is in there and just like, oh yeah, but the best American League East division leader, one of the best teams in the division, probably going to represent the AL in the World Series, and like we don't get enough coverage and things like that or whatever because of whatever. And I responded with something very level-headed. I was just like, Tampa Bay is a much smaller market than a lot of these other teams, and you guys don't really have marketable players. I mean, yeah, you called up Wander Franco, but I mean he's a rookie, and you know what I mean. Like Blake Snell was kind of that guy with the pizzazz as your starter, but not Blake Snell. Tyler Glasnow was kind of your starter with the pizzazz and stuff, but he's got injured and so or whatever. And the guy just comes back to me like, oh, of course a Yankee fan would say that. You're just mad that, you have to look at the division and see that you're 7 games back of us or whatever, which I think it's like 8 now or whatever.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, Whoa, I wasn't even talking about that. But since you brought it up, I understand that we're however many games back from you, but we're better than you. If you want to have that conversation, we can have that conversation. I will go position by position with you. And literally, we have a better player almost everywhere.
And that's what pisses us off.
Almost everywhere.
And that's exactly what pisses us off.
I'm not about to sit here and let Rays fans start talking all that rah-rah shit or whatever. Because, yeah, I know the Tampa Bay Rays players have been doing that to the Yankees the last couple of years. But the fans ain't going to get away with that shit with Yankee fans.
No.
You're not going to talk to me into whatever. Yeah, your team went to the World Series last year, COVID year. That shit was cute. It was whatever. You ain't shit. You haven't won shit. You haven't done shit. And your team isn't all that. You guys are over freaking performing. And you guys are overperforming, and you guys are winning the games that you're supposed to fucking win. All right. And you have a great fucking manager. I'll give you that. Your manager is not even head and I don't know what you could say, head and shoulders. No, he's head elite. And shoulders passed by years ago. His feet are over Boone. It's like it's crazy.
Yeah, it's not even close. Boone can't jump and touch his toes.
No, it's no fucking way. It's not even close. That's the place where I give them the fucking edge, like by far. And then a couple of guys in the bullpen for sure. I'm like, because they do have a couple of guys in the bullpen who are absolute dogs and just know how to fucking pitch and get out of situations. But the guys I'm talking about, it's maybe 3. And if I had to name 3 from them, there's definitely 3 guys right now in the Yankee bullpen that I say would match up with those 3. And that's why I say we are better than this fucking team. We don't play better. We have not played better.
Have definitely not performed better.
But that does not mean that we are not the better team. Today, the Yankees the Orioles.
On paper, of course.
The Orioles are a better team.
No. On paper, you look at it. Yeah, on paper, you look at it and you go, of course, the Yankees are definitely a better team. So if you look at that on paper, but again, that's the crazy thing about baseball is that it's played on the field. You know what I mean?
On the field, not on paper, not on the laptop.
I always say it too. It's not like the NBA where you go out there, you get 2 stars, and you're like, all right, we guarantee for the playoffs. We add this other dude, we gonna win. We guarantee the win. You know what I mean?
Or like the NBA where the stars do this, they have the same output every night because of the nature of the game.
Nature of the game. That's right. It's kind of like, I know it's a team performance, I get it, but it's very much a player could drive that entire thing. Baseball is a lot more difficult over time for a player to do that.
Giancarlo Stanton and Aaron Judge have been some of our hottest hitters as of late. And today they were like a combined 0 for whatever, right? And that doesn't mean that like tomorrow they can't come out and have an amazing game, the both of them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right.
But like you said, this is because baseball is unlike any other sport in that regard. Like when you're watching basketball, it's like, almost every game, LeBron James is going to have his 20 something points, right? Even on the off nights, it's like it's in the like 18, 19 or whatever. It's very rare that he's going to score less than 10 points and not have his assists and things like that. Because basketball is like that. Like the averages on the players is normally what you're getting as a nightly output. Right. In baseball, it's not like that.
No, not at all.
It's not like that.
Not at all.
Aaron Judge is a great freaking hitter. He's one of the best hitters in the game, whatever. It doesn't mean that he hits a home run every fucking game.
Yep.
It doesn't. And that's why there's 9 guys in the lineup so that when Judge and Stanton don't do it, maybe Anthony Rizzo and Gallo do it, or maybe DJ and Gio do it, or Sanchez and Torres, because we gotta have them out there. Like maybe Sanchez and Torres do it. Like all I know is when I look at the Yankees, they have where to get the wins from. Yeah, we have it.
They have all of it.
Before the trade deadline, I was very adamant that there was some major changes that needed to be made. We didn't have enough. But now I look at this lineup. I'm telling you, Pete, I don't think we're missing anything lineup-wise right now.
Not at all.
It's just they're not performing.
That's it. That's what it comes down to. I mean, that's as clear as day right now for this club is that's truly where this team is at, unfortunately. But it's like you were saying. I mean, the big difference is managers, and I think a lot of people get a little confused when we're talking about Boone and they think, oh, you're just but the player gives up the run or this guy. It's not necessarily only that. That's not the only thing we're talking about here. That's not only it. That's not the entire ball game. We're talking about everything that has to do with it. So I mean, look, when players struggle, yeah, it's going to be harder for a team to win. And there's no doubt the Yankees have some guys struggling right now. I mean, one of them we'll talk about, since we already talked about Kluber, we'll talk about another guy in the rotation, is that Jameson Taillon, who has really slowed down quite a bit. And one of the things that bothers me so much about Jameson Taillon in the way that he has pitched of late and the way that Aaron Boone himself has used him, that has really bothered me, is, if you remember, and I tweeted about this because I wanted to see where other Yankee fans were, if they kind of felt the same thing. Jameson Taillon was on a hot streak where he was the best pitcher in baseball. He was dominating. That's how good he was. He was absolutely dominating. Arguably the best run could be of his career. I'm not sure, but he was that damn good. Low 2 ERA, dominating. It wasn't 2 or 3 starts. It was multiple starts. And I remember Taillon will be clear to 6th inning over, no runs, 81 pitches, and Boone will take him out.
Yep.
Taillon will be dominating 5 innings, 77 pitches, Boone will take him out. 88, 87, he's just cruising along. All right, that's it for you, Jamie. Good job, my friend. Have a seat. Jameson Taillon now struggles. 98 pitches. 97 pitches. Can't get through 5.
Yep.
But Boone just leaves him in. And I'm sitting there looking like, am I the stupid one here? Like,
no.
What's going on? What happened? What's going on here? It makes no sense.
It's ass backwards, and that's seems to be the Yankee playbook, is run the ass backwards play as many times as you can. Because if you would tell me, okay, the thing is that we're gonna keep running him to 88, 87, 90 tops, just because we really want to like preserve him and it's his first year back and whatever, so we're not gonna like push it. Okay, cool,
right,
all right. But when he's getting shelled and you leave him in there for almost 100 pitches,
take him out.
Doesn't that kind of like defeat the purpose of you
100%.
taking him out with 88?
And it defeats the
great
purpose.
Stuff?
And it defeats the purpose of him being a starter, like you said, that hasn't pitched in a long time. And he's probably getting tired. He's probably getting tired. So if you see the first signs of struggling,
Pete,
get him out of the game.
He's 100% running out of steam.
No doubt about it.
But that doesn't mean that like he's gonna run out of steam, because I see some fans like, oh, he's done. Like that's
no,
it. Like no, he's not done for the year. He's not.
He needs a break.
When you start to see he's running out of steam, he needs a break is all. Maybe skip a start or whatever. And it's like, oh, you might be saying, oh, but then like I don't know, do we have someone? Yeah, you know what? We actually do.
Yeah, Luis
Gil. He's right there. He's waiting for the hot start.
I mean, he only 3 starts, no runs. I mean, that's all he did.
I don't know. I mean, yeah, it is what it is.
And that's where strategy takes place.
The guys are there.
You know what I'm saying?
You can give them the break. That to me is proper strategy.
100%.
Oh, shit. J-Mo's running out of steam. His last 2 starts, you're like, oh, yeah, okay. You know what? We're seeing a trend now with these last couple of starts. He's leaving a lot of stuff, whatever. Movement isn't sharp. Fastball's not as lively as, you know what? Maybe we'll skip one. We'll keep him on his program so that his arm doesn't get too cold, right, obviously. But we won't put him out there. And
fam, this is what I was talking about earlier when I said that strategy comes into play, and there's a mindset. There's a mindset of where it's like you need to manage with legitimate urgency. Mm-hmm. This is that moment, because who do they got? Look, the Yankees aren't in some great position right now to just run off with the whole thing and go to the World Series. I think if you're believing that,
hell no.
You gotta look. We're fans. A lot of times we'll have a bias. I understand that. We always feel that our players are better, this and that, so on and so forth. I understand it, but we keep it real here. So look, there's a Yankee symbol. I never got to wear a hat because I got a symbol right here. That's how much I love this damn team. Okay, so I never got to put a damn hat on my head if I don't need to. Mm-hmm. The thing is, we can't sit back and be like, oh, there's no flaws. There's a lot of them.
Wait, there's too many.
And the scary thing is,
no, come on.
The longer the season goes, the more they're like, hey, look at me, I'm right here.
The more you see, and it's not a this year thing. It's not a this year thing. What I'm saying about Boone, unfortunately, we've been saying this for years already as Yankee fans about Boone, right? It's just he is what he is.
Like,
he is what he is. Like we're not like gonna change that at this point. Like, you brought him in to be what he is, but I think at some point you have to realize it's not gonna work.
He's Dr. Melfi from The Sopranos.
Like, yeah, it doesn't work, bro. It just doesn't. Like, we need somebody who is like gonna hold these guys accountable, man. That's all I'm talking about. And like, actually, like, go to management and say, like, yeah, I know you want to like keep running JMO out there because, you know, it's part of your plan or whatever, but I really think he needs a bump. So let's skip him in the rotation.
Facts.
And you know what? Why don't we just call up Heel, because he looked great. And let's hold off on the bullpen thing just for now, because I mean, with the way JMO's looked in his last couple of starts, the way Kluber looked in his first start back, the way Heaney's looked since we got him, I don't know that we don't have the luxury of just saying that Heel is gonna be in the bullpen for sure.
Exactly,
we
that's
might
strategy.
need that kid in the rotation,
and so that's the tough calls that you have to make when it comes to strategies. You got to look at it and go, guys, look. Unfortunately, you know, we were the biggest guys saying, look at the division. Unfortunately, that's gone. That's likely gone. No, and guys, look, the division is I was the one saying. I
was going to get to that.
Division.
Keep
your
eyes on the division. But that's
you know
done.
what you got to do now? You got to be realistic, and you got to say, we need Jameson Tyon if we ever think of winning this thing. We need somebody behind Cole.
Pretty much like that. We need a game. We need another game one starter now.
Facts.
Because we are 100% a wild card team. And
you
Garrett
can't
Cole
have Tyon, and you can't have Tyon just somehow keep going out there and hoping he finds it. If that is a tired arm, which I believe it is, I think it's pretty obvious. He hasn't pitched in a long time. You need to do somewhere. Even he skips 2 starts. But that's the mindset you got to have.
He's getting beat too. Another thing with JMO is that he's getting beat by, like, the Angels game. It's like, yeah, the Angels lineup is not great.
It's dirt. It's
their
dirt.
offense is not like one of the. So it's like, to see them scratch across the runs that they got on JMO was like, you know what? He's not looking sharp or whatever. Yeah, maybe he is running out of gas. Like, let's figure something out. Because, like you said, we can't put him, like that version of him that pitched in Anaheim the other day. We can't put that version of him in front of the Chicago White Sox.
No, it'll be Fireworks City.
You can't put that.
Ozzy will come out of retirement and hit some bombs off him.
Are you kidding me? Like, we can't put that version of him in front of the Houston Astros.
No.
You know the embarrassment we'd have to suffer again?
Oh God, please! No. I don't want to do that.
Like, let's be smart about it. Listen, I will say this. Just because the division is donezo doesn't mean that, like, our hopes and aspirations have to be donezo.
No, of course not.
I still think the American League is wide open. We were talking about it today.
It is.
I think Joe was talking about it too in the chat today. Like,
it is.
There's no American League superpower that, like, scares us.
No.
Being Yankee fans. Like, there's not a team out there that we're just like, oh, they just, like, have our number or whatever. Like, yeah, at the beginning of the year, it was Boston, but we've already showed late in the season that we can handle Boston, and I think if we see them in the playoffs, I'm not really that afraid of them.
No,
I just think what needs to happen is our starting pitching needs to do its job. Our lineup is probably going to be able to do what they need to do against that pitching. Chris Sale has never scared me against the Yankees.
Not at all.
And the rest of those pitchers really don't scare. I mean, Eovaldi
just dominates the Yankees.
Just becomes that guy. So he definitely would be pitching game 2 after Chris Sale if it's a division series thing. If it's a wild card thing, I'm not afraid of that. If it's a wild card thing, if it's Garrett Cole, Chris Sale.
You know, the crazy thing about me in a series like that, this is going to sound silly. The person I'm most concerned about in a Red Sox-Yankee series is the managers. I'm not even joking. Because you know Cora's going to have his team hype as shit to go out there and win that game.
Of course.
And he'll be screaming at them the whole game. Boone is going to be biting his fingernails, picking his nose, and blowing a piece of bubble gum.
Oh, yeah.
That's all he's going to do.
Yeah. My thing is,
that's my only concern.
If it shapes up the way I think it's shaping up with Boston and the Yankees, you know, ending up being the wild card teams, unless, I don't know. I mean, there's a lot of things still in play. I mean,
never know what can happen. Yeah,
Oakland's still around. We're only half a game up on Boston right now. Like, so we're really close to, like, being tied with Boston in terms of, like, standings or whatever, which is, you know, not where you really want to be. I mean, just because it's good to just keep that 2-game, 3-game berth from them. Yeah, no, Seattle's actually the one that's like behind because they're tied with Oakland, but they're both 4 games out of it. I mean, I don't know. It's going to be tough, but right now it's really looking like it's going to be the New York Yankees versus the Red Sox in the AL wildcard game. And if that is the AL wildcard game,
so be it.
It needs to be in the Bronx.
We
need to stay over Boston. And yeah, I want. You know what? I welcome it. I welcome it. Why? Because
I do too.
If we beat them, then we eliminate them. We send them home, and we know we need that.
And you know,
as Yankee fans, we need that shit.
Maybe it's old school Pete coming out here, but I respect that series, man. I like that rivalry. That's the rivalry. That is it.
No, it is.
Forget this other nonsense.
It's the rivalry.
It is it. It's it.
That Tampa Bay shit that John Flaherty and all these other people are trying to make a thing. It's not a thing.
Nah.
It's not a thing.
Tampa Bay don't got the it factor. They don't got the it factor. The Yankees got the it factor, and the Red Sox got the it factor. We know that.
It's Tampa.
Let me tell you something. The Blue Jays got more of an it factor than Tampa does.
So way more.
No doubt about it. So, I mean, Tampa just doesn't have it.
They scare me. They scare me more than Tampa does, even though.
I mean, that lineup is stupid. The lineup scares me.
They're not in it, this year and probably like won't make it, because of the division that they play in or whatever. But like, they're way scarier to me than Tampa is or whatever.
Speaking of that, and I'm not gonna go into this now. Maybe our next show, and probably by the end of the year when everything is kind of settled. I got a very, very good, might be somewhat shocking ideas for the offseason. But we'll get to that eventually. Because a lot of people,
these
I don't want to get big into it, but a lot of people are thinking, the Yankees should go out there and spend. I don't know. I think this might be the offseason where you don't. And I'm going to talk a little more about that. Well, maybe not in the way people think, but we'll get to that. That's a little tease and a little spoiler.
We'll get to that. Yeah. I mean, we're going to
look forward to Dominican Pete.
We're probably going to have some classic off-season podcasts.
Oh, definitely. So before, I was actually going to go into the Torres Velasquez stuff next, but I want to go on the Yankees and Orioles today real quickly. So this is Saturday. When you guys are watching this, you already got over the heartache. This is a bad one. Okay? So let me throw these highlights on the screen real quick, Francis. And, we had a ball game today against the Baltimore Orioles, and I tweeted out the other day. I'm pretty sure you probably feel the same way. I'm sick and tired of playoff games against the Orioles. I'm tired of it. I'm tired of feeling the back of my neck and feeling sweat there because I'm playing the Baltimore Orioles. No other team does this, only the Yankees.
Yankees.
What is it? Really, seriously, what is it that we play the Baltimore Orioles and it turns into a nightmare? We can't hit. We got 3 hits today, 3 runs. Gallo with the big homer.
We're getting no hit through 6.
No hit again. We look at what happened. Wandy Peralta had a little bit of a tough one today. Actually, a couple of tough ones in a row now for Wandy. But then again, Aroldis Chapman. It's the same thing again. And our good friend Booney just
sits there and watches
because I guess, like I said before, we are, more than 10 games up in the division, I guess. And another thing I'm getting sick and tired of. I love Jordan Montgomery. Can he pitch the damn ball? Please throw the ball. Don't take 3 minutes before pitches.
Yeah, Jordan Montgomery's pace
of play means something, man.
Probably one of the more upsetting and annoying things.
It's terrible to watch. It's a boring watch.
I have to deal with as a baseball fan. And he's on my freaking team. And it's like
I love him.
I want him to win, but it's just like, oh man. And when he takes that long to throw a pitch and it ends up like in a freaking double or like a freaking home run, I'm just like, that's what you were like waiting to do? Like
Can you imagine playing the field?
Oh my God.
I'd be pissed.
Today's game took 4 freaking hours, and I'm sure
because of Jordan Montgomery.
2.5 of that was freaking Jordan Montgomery.
Montgomery.
It's nuts. But look, with the Orioles, I said something in our group chat. I don't mean to toot my own horn, but I tell you, I think it was a stroke of genius. It's exactly what the problem is with the Yankees when we go to play the teams like the Orioles. It's the reason that they got swept when they went to Detroit earlier in the year. The New York Yankees show up to these freaking games and they just expect to win.
Yep.
They just expect.
But they've played that way under Boone since he got here. I've been saying that. That's exactly what you just said.
Yeah.
If you remember, I remember saying that.
It's true.
But just the overall mindset of the club. Yeah. It's like they don't play to win, they expect to win.
But but see, more specifically, with teams like the Orioles, or Detroit or whatever like that, not only do they expect to win, they expect to blow these teams out. Because the reason that I responded was because Joe, he put something in the chat that I was just like, I think it's a sentiment that we all share. Why the fuck can't we just blow this fucking team out?
We can't. Whatever the hell reason it is, we can't.
Are like if I'm telling you that I've literally gone player by player and seen how much better that we are than Tampa Bay. Do you know how much better we are than the Baltimore Orioles?
Oh, that's not even close. Yeah, that's not. You don't even know. There's no argument. There's no argument.
It's not even close. It's not even close.
Oh, by the way, too, Clay Holmes the friggin' man.
Oh, hell yeah.
Clay Holmes the friggin' man.
Hell yeah.
Who the hell's whose park? What park is he playing in? I don't even know who the hell's park is.
I don't know. I don't know. I haven't been to a public park in a long time.
Hoy my ass.
Hoy sauce.
Hoy.
Oh shit! I probably can't say Hoy sauce. That's probably not. Yeah, don't. Forgive me.
You probably just got us banned.
It was a joke.
Francis just got us banned. You can't joke now. You're not allowed to joke. I'm gonna have to
apologize.
I be very, very careful with.
I should have been very careful. Suck on that, Jeff Passan. Anyway, so
hope your hands are free.
Yeah, bro. Like this team will show up and just expect to blow the team out, and that's why they don't do it, because they show up to the game and they're just like, oh, like these guys, they suck or whatever. Like the pitcher's like not good, so we're probably gonna score a bunch of runs or whatever. You show up expecting to score runs, but the part that they forget is that you have to actually score the freaking runs.
Yeah.
And the way that you do that is not trying to swing for the fences in every freaking at bat, but sticking to your game plan. That's what I said in the chat. I was like, yo, the problem is when it comes to the Orioles or like the other lower teams, under 500 teams that were. The Yankees show up and they're like, oh no, we're supposed to beat this team. And they start deviating from the plan. It's what happened in what happened in Anaheim with the pitching and it's what's been happening in this series so far with the Orioles, where the Yankees, because they expect to do something, they're deviating from the plan. They're not playing baseball. They're going out there and trying to like have a slugfest and thinking like, yeah, like they're swinging.
We're going to stack up the stats.
Exactly. They're thinking like, oh, we're going to pad our numbers this series. We're going to put up a bunch of, bro, you just have to play baseball. That all happens if you stick to your game. You see, the reason that Tampa Bay is 18-1 against the Orioles this year is very simple. You want to know the secret? Guys, I want you guys to listen up real close. The secret is this. They play the Baltimore Orioles the same way they play every other team.
Yep.
That's why they're 18-1 against.
That's what good teams do.
They don't change their approach because it's the Baltimore Orioles and they're 50 games under 5. They don't give a shit.
Yep.
They don't give a shit. They play them the way that they play us.
Yep.
Maybe not the way they play us because they don't play anybody as hard as they play us. So I'll take that back. But they play Baltimore the way that they play Boston. They play Baltimore the way they play Toronto. They play Baltimore the way they play the freaking Dodgers or the Padres. They don't care. They don't care. If you're on the other side of the field, you're playing against them, they're going to play you the same way. And that is why they handled Baltimore this year to the tune of 18 wins and 1 loss. The Yankees, on the other hand, lost their 6th game this season to Baltimore. Do you know how many teams Baltimore has beaten 6 times?
Can't be many.
0.
I was about to say, it can't be many.
We are the only team that they've beaten more than 4 times. Every other team that they've beaten, it's the most is 4. They've beaten the Yankees 6 times, and we still have 4 games to play against them.
Yep.
If I'm the New York Yankees, I am utterly embarrassed by our performance against Baltimore this year. As if it wasn't enough that you started the season as shitty as you did against Boston, against Tampa Bay, against Toronto.
Boone tell you that Ellis was basically unhittable. You know, Tanner Scott, all these guys, Lopez,
that's another
thing. Salsa water was you know.
Listen, that's another thing, and I'm not going to go off into this tangent because I promised myself that I wasn't going to do it for at least another season. So I'm not going to have this. I'm not going to have the long-winded version of this conversation until next season. So I'm just going to say it, and I'll move on. But the Yankees making rookie pitchers look like fucking Jacob deGrom and whoever else, I don't know. Like, it's got to freaking stop. It has to freaking stop.
But not even this year. It's like not even rookie pitches. It's like the long lost journeymen that come out of the woods somewhere.
They do it. They return and they just dominate.
Who's
Like this kid today, Ellis making his third start or whatever. I just knew. I was like, they're about to make this guy look fucking amazing, aren't they? And
he looked great.
He no-hit them. And then it's the same thing with the Blue Jays guy. Manoah, when he pitched against us, it was like couldn't touch him. Fucking, he pitched all 7 innings of the freaking short and doubleheader game.
And the medicine to every 6 ERA pitcher is the Yankees.
Of course.
I mean, it's like you got a high ERA, face the Yankees.
At this point, if you're a scout, right, and you have a young talent or a older talent who's really struggling, and they come in against the Yankees and have a good game, I don't even know how you could really quantify that. Like, I think you can't even count it because of course they're going to do that against the Yankees. Yankees just seem to fail in those situations every single freaking time.
If the Red Sox was smart, you'd activate Pedro Martinez to pitch a wild card game.
Oh, he'd probably shut us off for eight innings.
No doubt about it. I'm just like, innings, that's what you do.
For 8 innings on like 92 pitches.
So this is going to be a fun part of our conversation. Now, we didn't even really get into Boone and Chapman, but everybody knows what we think. Chapman should have been at the game. You guys watched that. Everybody knows that. He waits and waits and waits unless these guys do his thing. Anyway, I want to move on. Let's get to...
Wait. The one thing I did want to say about Chapman, because I don't want to just go by. Like, guys, when we're looking at Chapman, I'm sure we all see the same thing. Before even taking him out of the game, is there a way that the manager of the team can maybe tell the catcher and the pitcher, like, hey, you see that none of the breaking stuff is working. The fastball is kind of working. Why not stick to that today and see if that works?
100%.
No, apparently managers can't do that. That was my only point.
And when his slider is bad, you could read it from like a mile away.
It's fucking terrible.
And all you do is sit back and wait on it.
I could see it from my crib.
Anybody can.
When it's bad.
Well, matter of fact, before we jump into that, and I'm happy you brought this up because this is something that we're going to look forward to in the future. Mm-hmm. One of those red flags right now for the Yankees is the bullpen. Who the hell is going to pitch? You know, Clay Holmes now has to be up there. You can't keep sitting Clay Holmes back and be like, the good thing about Clay Holmes is he's kind of what Chad Green was, where he's like a guy who you could put out a fire. Bases loaded, no outs. You could really go to a guy like, because now he can strike guys out now. That's something he wasn't necessarily doing to this rate with the Pirates. The Yankees definitely changed. And I think I'm going to start giving Matt Blake a little bit of credit. I think there's something going on there. I think there's something going on there with Matt Blake. He's reading, so he's seeing some things. He does some knowledgeable type things. I believe that.
Because Wandy Peralta's
really looking a little better. Clay Holmes has
been phenomenal.
I mean, since they got him, is he not their best relief pitcher?
He's
he got to be up there. I mean, I'm not looking at any stats.
I don't think he's the best, because Loaisiga is just, lights out 90% of the time, but he's probably right behind him since he's been here.
So, I mean, you're looking at all that right now. Let me actually look. I'm a little intrigued to see what Clay Holmes has done with the Yankees. So, with the Yankees so far, 12 1/3 inning pitch, a 1.46 ERA.
Amazing.
7 hits only. The thing that we were concerned about was the walk. 1 walk. 12 strikeouts. Look at the difference with whatever. And matter of fact, I'm going to actually have to do that. I'm going to look at him pitching with Pittsburgh and the Yankees to see if there's any adjustment that was made, because 42 innings with the Pirates. That's this year. 25 walks.
So I actually did a little bit of that research.
Something had to change.
Nothing too crazy, but I did watch like his last couple of outings with the Pirates. This was like last week or the week. I think it was last week, just to see like whatever. And the one thing I'll tell you from the jump, I'm not a professional or whatever, but his pitch sequencing over here is way different. Just look at the first 3 pitches he throws guys as a Yankee, and the first 3 that he was throwing as a Pirate.
Is he utilizing the slider more?
It's night and day. It's not even so much this. Yes, the slider is definitely being used,
because he uses it very good as like a get me over pitch.
I don't want to say it's being used more, but it's definitely being used more effectively here as a Yankee. It's definitely being used more effectively here as a Yankee.
I'm gonna have to look into this.
What I noticed like immediately was just like, I'm looking at the way that he approaches at bats here, and it's night and day. Like, it's very, very different. Like, even the stuff that he throws out of the zone as a Yankee just looks so much more appetizing than it looked in Pittsburgh. And there's some, I don't know what it is. Maybe it's the Blake effect. or whatever. Maybe it is. I don't know. But the sequencing is night and day. Like the way that they're going about attacking guys, like we're gonna go, fastball here, then slider, or we're gonna go slider, fastball off the plate here. Like the sequencing is way different. It's way different. But yeah, I mean, the bullpen is like you said, there are some red flags there that we gotta be aware of going into October. I think we have some guys that we can trust, but it's keyword there being some.
So I mean,
it's gonna take more than that if we have the rotation that we have right now.
And we could ask the easy question. There is no way in hell you are allowing Chapman to close games in a wild card game or regular postseason games. At what point do you got to get to though?
I was saying that, but bro, we were saying that back in August already.
But this the thing. He's still doing it. He's still doing it. Again, another thing that we've been saying is like I personally just feel like because they pay Chapman so much goddamn money, they're just like we have
forcing. They're like, no, he has to be the freaking closer, man. Like we're not paying this guy $18 million to like not even be able to close games.
But it's not even like
figure it out, and it's just like no, he
could figure it out, but not in that spot.
He's not figuring it out. Like at what point do you just say, yeah, I don't think we can go to him at this point in this game. Like if I see him in the 9th inning of a playoff game that's
1 run, 2 runs, I'm shitting myself.
Like 4 runs or less. Yeah, I don't know. Because yes, I understand that there's that aspect of it. Like, yes, but the same way that pitchers tense up, hitters tense up a lot more, and pitching always does a little bit better than hitting does in the play. I get that. But yeah, if I'm an opposing team and Chapman is out there, my confidence level is going to go through the roof. We've been seeing him blow games all year.
Right. It's like,
so like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Like it, to me, it's like, there's no way that it's not Loaisiga.
It has to be. It got to be low.
And even if Loaisiga goes out there and blows a playoff game this season, like
gotta be the guy you go with.
I'm still fine with that.
You got to go with him though.
Still fine with that.
I even said that before. Like somebody, when I talked about that, somebody was like, "Oh, well, Pete, what if he brought in Loaisiga and he failed?" He went with his best. That's what you have to do. He is their best relief pitcher. Simple as that.
Go with your best, and if your best fails, then that's it. You're like,
right,
you lost.
Right.
Like when Garrett Cole has a shitty start, I'm not like, oh, they should have skipped Cole's start and had Tyone take. It's like, no, Garrett Cole's our best fucking pitcher. Sometimes he's gonna lose. Sometimes he's gonna get shelled. It happens. It sucks. I hate watching it.
And he's probably the Cy Young, by the way. I mean, he's the Cy Young winner.
I hope so.
He should be. I mean, who wins it over him?
I hope so, but
Lynn is injured. Isn't Lance Lynn injured?
Yeah, I think he is.
I think Lance Lynn might be done for the year.
Before I say that.
Oh, we'll see whatever happens with him. But I'm pretty sure. I think he did. Robbie Ray is doing really good. But
Robbie Ray has started to do phenomenally.
Robbie Ray's excellent. Yeah. But, I mean, I think at the end of the day, I think as of right now, like my dad was joking with me today. He said, watch out for Ohtani. I said, I wouldn't doubt it because these guys are so in love with him. But there's no way he wins the Cy Young.
And that's my thing. It's just like he
can't win the Cy Young.
Yankee bias when it comes to awards is a real thing. I don't care what any of you people say. It's a real thing, and that's why I'm always really jaded when it comes to like these conversations or whatever. Like,
yeah,
I've just seen too many times where I feel like Yankee players deserve some shit, and it's just like whatever. Like when Fulmer won the Rookie of the Year over Sanchez, when even like Andujar like had a really
over Ohtani.
Yeah, it was like. Then freaking you have the Aaron Judge with Altuve.
Like, Judge had it. That was
it's happened too many times where I'm just like, and then when they do it, they always have excuses in their mind. No, because this guy was like this and this. I don't want to hear that shit. But that's why even with Garrett Cole, I know the numbers are there. I know everything's there, but it's like he's also a Yankee. People do not, as much as they used to love Garrett Cole when he was on Houston.
He's a Yankee now.
Not want to see him win the Cy Young as it wearing pinstripes. They don't. So I wouldn't be surprised if they found a way to give it to somebody else. In my mind, should he be the Cy Young? Yes. He should be the fucking
definitely.
Lance Lynn, it is what it is. But yeah.
All right. Well, we will see what happens there. But here's the big question right now. I'm going to bring this on the screen. The state of the offense. And when he sent that to me, I said, man, I like that. I got to make like a big title card that says state of the offense. And I try to do it like in a galaxy setting because it's so damn important. It's like the State of the Union address. This is the state of the offense right now.
Big.
And, you know, this is a big, big thing right now for the Yankees. And there's so much here to talk about. But the first thing I want to talk about is something that you brought up as a conversation starter. And we talked about this. I'm going to go to the screen right now. Torres versus Velasquez. I want to talk about this.
Yeah.
Because I have a lot to say about Gleyber Torres, and fans aren't going to like it. But I'll tell you what, I'm going to just get my part out the way. I'm just going to say one sentence, and I'm going to let you take over.
Cool.
And talk about Torres and Vasquez, and we'll divulge back into it. I'm going to say one thing about Gleyber Torres right now. And I know fans probably aren't going to be too happy, and I really don't care. Because I'm just going to say what I believe. Gleyber Torres is ass. I'm not joking. Gleyber Torres is ass.
Oh, shit.
My mind is made up. I don't care if you want me to prove me wrong one day. Oh, Pete, Gleyber Torres is good. Maybe he will be. Right now, Gleyber Torres is ass. And I tell you what, I'd have him served on a silver platter for any team that wants him. I think Gleyber Torres is butt. All day butt. Not even a cute, but he's like dirty ass. He's like dirty butt. Complete dirty, filthy butt. Oh, that's shit. What he is. You need like alcohol poured on him just to make sure the butt is clean type butt.
Damn.
That's what bad butt Gleyber Torres is. I'm looking at this dude's numbers a little today. And I'm diving into it. I'm sick of this idea that this is supposed to be some superstar. Where? What is Dominican Pete missing?
Nah, it's because they fed that
juice ball era.
They fed it to fans. Then there was the juice ball season.
Bro, his rookie year was good, decent, good. I'll even give him good. Yeah. Juice ball year was fantastic. After that, you know, you're looking at almost 500 at bats. My man got 9 home runs. A little over almost 60 RBIs. His batting average during that time, if I could do the math well right, is probably like 247. His on-base percentage is like 238. His slugging percentage in that time, I'm even scared. I feel bad saying it. It's like 350. People struggle. I get it. I understand. This guy may come out of nowhere and start doing well again. I know the talent's all there. But I think there is something wrong up here with Gleyber Torres. I think there's a severe mental aspect of this game that is wrong with Gleyber Torres. And look, I'm going to let you talk about them. You have your fun. I'm going to say it one more time. Gleyber Torres is ass.
Listen, I don't know. I don't know what people want me to like. I don't know what people want me to say with Gleyber. I don't dislike him personally because I don't know him. And as long as he's a Yankee, I gotta root for him.
Me too.
I'm not saying that I'm not rooting for Gleyber Torres like when he's playing for us, because that would be a lie. Like I'm rooting for everybody who's on my team because I just want to win. I want to win. I don't give a fuck who it is. I've hated Brett Gardner all season, but if Brett Gardner's our last chance to win a game, I'm his biggest fan in that moment until he blows it, and I'm just like, yeah, you see. But with Gleyber, I said this a long time ago. I'll say it again. This problem didn't just start this season. It didn't just start this season. It's not something that it goes back. Last year was the same shit.
He got a full year by then, almost 500 plus. He's gonna have over 500 plus at bats.
Last year
and a trash can.
Last year, well, this year what? He's already got 411 plate appearances. So he'll be back. He'll be back over 500. And yeah, I mean he's
ass.
It's not good. I mean, he's batting 251, which is okay, but it's like,
is it Gleyber Torres? Is it who we expected?
Is it what they thought?
Yankee fans said he was going to win the MVP this year.
They thought he was an MVP talent, but I don't see that. I don't see that. His defense has improved. Like I said, I've been giving him credit for that all year. He's made strides defensively as a shortstop. He's still not elite defensively as a shortstop. So and I don't think that's going to happen. And I'm not putting that on him for it to happen. So let's put that ship sail. That's out of the window. But offensively, he's shown some streaks here. But even the streaks, like it's not like Stanton. It's not like what Stanton, who's the streakiest guy alive, but like when Stanton gets hot, it's so
nobody like him.
Good. It's so freaking hot that it's just like, damn, this guy's amazing.
You don't want to miss in that bat.
Gleyber hasn't gotten hot like that since the juice ball era. And I think it's time to sit down and get down to the brass tacks and just admit that he's a victim of the juice ball. He's a victim of the juice ball. That got to his head. He changed his approach. He literally said, I'm a home run hitter now. I hit 38 bombs. That's gonna be my MO. I'm gonna be a home run hitter or whatever, and that's it. And it didn't work. It didn't work. I'm not saying that Gleyber Torres is not gonna find success at some point in his career. He's still so freaking young. You understand?
Yeah, he is. He's only 24.
He can find success elsewhere if he's willing to listen and like figure it out or whatever. Or he can end up becoming Rugi Odor 2.0.
He struck out.
Odor's not old either. I think people looking at him like he's like some old player. Odor's
no, he's
not old either. And Odor had a really hot year a couple seasons ago, like when he first came, whatever. But then the same thing happened. Like he fucked up his approach and fell so far out of favor with the Rangers that they were willing to get rid of him for pennies on the dollar.
Yep. 82 strikeouts and 365 at-bats for Gleyber. What is that? That's around 22% of the time. So that's not.
It's almost 25%.
Almost 25%.
What'd you say? 82 out of 365.
82 out of 365.
Out of 360.
It's around 25, 22, isn't it?
It's 20. It's almost. Yeah, it's 22%.
22%.
Yeah, it's not what you want.
It's not what you want. No, it's definitely not what you want. I mean, but my thing is, I see people like I even wrote a thing.
Don't get me wrong. If we're not saying that. Oh, it's not what you want just because it's Gleyber, because then we'll get the people saying, "Oh, but Gallo strikes out and Judge strikes out,
of course,
Stanton strikes out." Yeah, but look at their home runs. Look at their home run numbers.
Right. Well, no, I understand that, and that that's the thing. People do that too much. People do that with every aspect of life. Well, look at this person. No, I wasn't talking about him.
Yeah,
I'm talking about Gleyber here. I'm not talking about everybody else.
There's nuance from player to player.
I could find a negative with everybody. The thing with Gleyber is, that just really, like. When the Yankees put the tweet out saying he's returning, I wrote yay with a question mark. Like, should I even be excited? And I had one person, well, he's better than Velasquez.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I hate saying it. That's like me. I'm like,
is he?
Is the production bat value so much better that it makes up for the bad defense? I'm like, I don't know at this point.
People just forget the one caveat there is he's supposed to be better.
There you go.
Than Velasquez.
Yes, on paper, I'd rather have Gleyber Torres.
The conversation that we're having here, Pete and Francis, right now is he though? Like,
exactly. That's why I said yay.
Take out all the hype, all the
media, what ifs,
all the media bullshit,
all the could be,
all the woulda, coulda, shoulda bullshit.
Yep.
Take all that out. And just get down to like raw like performance right now. Is he though? That's the conversation that we're having.
That's it. And that's why I throw it on the screen of who. Like, yes, if somebody were to be like, well, projection wise, Torres all day. Every Yankee fan will say that because look, Torres has all the tools in the world to be an excellent ball player.
But projections are just that.
Projections are projections. For the ball club right now, who fits the team?
Listen, I'll tell you one thing. I love the defense a lot more with Velasquez out there.
No doubt.
Velasquez is not like freaking the gold glove shortstop yet because he's young. He could very well get there. But range-wise, way better. His arm is what's shaky to me.
Yeah, he doesn't have a great arm.
Velasquez, like he throws a lot of balls like that, a lot of bouncers from short, which is a little bit alarming. But range-wise, he gets to the ball. And that, to me, is huge. That, to me, is really important, especially when you're playing teams like the Tampa Bay Rays who are going to put the ball in play, a lot. And you don't want to be giving up infield singles to teams like that. You don't want to be giving up like little dribblers through the middle or through the gaps, whatever. So when you got a kid like Velasquez who's got all that energy and that kind of range, you kind of like it.
You know, it's funny because I'm sitting here laughing. I'm like, oh, all right, Pete. Now you just now Pete is being petty. Now I'm gonna be petty Pete. I'm gonna be petty Pete real quick. He's slugging better than Gleyber is. I'm like, I know he's not better, but Gleyber only got about like 5 more homers than he does. He's slugging better than him. I'm like, let me try to find some stuff here.
Five more homers and how many more plate appearances?
I mean, I don't know. I mean, he only got about 13 more doubles and about 312 more at bats. Yeah. I mean, stolen bases. Okay,
it's not a knock.
I'm not saying he's a better player than Gleyber. I'm just saying
we're just going by right now.
You cats are acting like Glaber's coming back and it's dead ball. It's juice ball era Gleyber. He's about to pop off 15 homers in September.
Well, here's the thing. This is what people are expecting, and I'm not saying that this can't happen. If it does happen, great. I hope it does. I think what people are expecting is you put Gleyber and you insert him into this lineup with the likes of Anthony Rizzo and Joey Gallo and, this new look with the lefties there. People feel like he's one of the hitters who stands to benefit a lot from being in a diverse lineup in terms of righty-lefty. Okay, maybe. What I'm here to tell you is, from where I see things, Gleyber Torres' problem is not one that can be fixed by changing the people around him in the lineup. No, it's
him. It's all him.
He has an approach issue. You see,
his at-bats today were trash can type.
Yeah, but
can.
It's not like with Stanton. When Stanton goes cold or whatever, it's true. It becomes a thing. But Stanton, you can break him out of it when you put him around hot hitters, and then pitchers have to start throwing him better pitches. He normally breaks out of it. Aaron Judge, we said that all throughout the years. Like, it's not that Aaron Judge was having a bad season. He was still having a pretty decent season, but he was the only one. And so pitchers could come in and just target him. When you made the trade for Anthony Rizzo and Joey Gallo, all of a sudden, it's like, shit, we got to be careful because Rizzo and Gallo, whatever. And then Judge just went on a fucking tear, and he's playing out of his fucking mind.
We'll get to him. I definitely want to talk about Judge. On the screen right now, I'm just showing the bottom of the 9th inning at bat from Gleyber Torres, where he swung at my God. I mean, that is what we've been seeing almost all year from. He's the type of guy that makes you want to rip your hair out. It's like, this is ridiculous.
Pete, they're going to tell you, oh, but he just came off the IL.
Oh yeah, no, of course, yeah.
They're going to tell you that as if
he just got done playing Donkey Kong fucking Jr.
I think that the issue here is, like, they're going to tell us this as if we haven't been watching him do this all year.
Right.
He was on the IL
and last year.
Has he had is there an injury that he's been battling since last year? If that comes out or something, then maybe that would explain it. But as far as I'm concerned, his approach last year and this year is not something that's going to be changed because we have Anthony Rizzo and Joey Gallo on the lineup now. I think there's something fundamentally broken with Gleyber Torres, and which every time I think that they figured it out and they fixed it, and he pulls a double to left field or even hits a home run, he goes right back a game or two later and starts that weak ass under fucking swing and pops out to second base, and I'm just like,
his balance, everything is just so off. I even watched him today.
It's
a hard fastball. He has
really
he has like no shot against a hard fastball outside. No shot whatsoever.
Imagine winning a trade and not having either of the players involved in the trade. The Cubs might have really fucking. I mean, imagine that.
Holy shit! Hey, they got a World Series out of it. I mean, that alone right there is like, we won a World Series.
I'm kidding, guys. All I'm saying is, listen. Gleyber is he's definitely fallen from grace, and that's putting it lightly. And for him to regain, some of that, for me, he's gonna have to string together. I put it like this: this season, I don't know that he could do it. Because he'd literally have to have, for me, he'd have to have a great September
and a great October
and kill shit in the postseason.
Yep.
For me to say, okay, all right, let's give this another shot.
You might have to seriously think about Gleyber, what his future is with his club. I've been saying that for a minute, and you really might have to.
Where I'm standing right now, where I'm standing right now, we maybe should just coast until we can get Volpe up.
I was about to say he's in a tough spot because they got a lot of. I was telling Pops about this today because Pops don't follow the minors like that too much.
Mm-hmm.
But no, I was telling him today. I said you got Anthony Volpe, you got Oswald Peraza, you got Trey Sweeney, who they drafted this year, who's now tearing the cover off of the ball. Got off to a slow start. Now was just smacking the ball everywhere. Who's the other? They got another Gomez. Gomez is another one who's just tearing the cover off of the ball. Or Garcia. I think it's either Garcia or Gomez. I've got his name.
Gomez is the catcher, I think.
Antonio Gomez is the catcher, but I think it's Garcia. I want to say it's Garcia.
Thinking about Garcia.
I'll pull it up here real quick. But
the shortstop.
Yeah. I think it's Garcia.
About Garcia.
Where's
Eli when you need him?
Where's Eli when you need him? But that's the problem right now that he's facing is that the Yankees actually have options. It's not like they're sitting back saying right now, well, we don't know what is or what this. Oh, I'm sorry. It's Alexander Vargas. I was way off. My goodness. Alexander Vargas is the other shortstop who's doing extremely well.
I don't know why you were able to say Garcia, and that's the player who I was thinking about though.
Well, the reason I think why I said I said Gomez too, and that's they got the starting pitcher also Gomez. But I forgot. I knew there was another guy, and then they're also getting Arias. Who's the top prospect coming out of international this year?
Oh yeah, I saw that.
So I mean, the Yankees are in a spot right now where Gleyber Torres right now is kind of looking like I don't know Gleyber. I don't know. Like we actually have options right now. We have other guys. No, you're in a hot spot. You got to play some ball because, I mean, are you going to hold down an Anthony Volpe for him? I don't think so. I don't know how you do that.
Hell no, not at this point.
Would you hold an Oswald Peraza down if he comes out next year in AAA and does these numbers? I don't think you can.
I don't know. Peraza definitely has to get a look next year at some point, no?
Yeah, Peraza is, Volpe's getting a lot of just, like I said, the hype, and he deserves it. It's very, 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 very deserving. He's come out of nowhere, really, and I mean, a lot of people believed in him, but they never thought he would be this.
Not this fast.
Not this fast.
It's the timing of it too. Like
and everything about his
really
game.
Fast.
I mean, look how. I mean, his power. His power's off the charts. Everything's off the charts.
You saw the home run he hit the other day. I think 23rd of the year. Like it's.
But
like
see, here's the thing, right?
Really good.
Let's say that the Yankees end up next year with AAA shortstop being Oswald Peraza, AA shortstop being Anthony Volpe. And you got Gleyber Torres again. He's doing the same old Gleyber Torres stuff that we've gotten to see the last 2 years. And then you got Oswald Peraza, who now is in AAA. Everybody knows he can play short, plays it very well. He also smacks the hell out of the ball. He's in 298 overall this year. 14 home runs, 49 RBIs, 117 hits, 34 stolen bags. He does it all.
Yeah.
He's a 2020 guy, probably immediately. He could potentially be a 2020 guy almost immediately.
2020 guy with a batting average up over
270?
280.
Even if it's over 270, yeah. I mean, Gleyber's in a really tough spot.
With plus defense.
And plus speed. They need that. They need more of that.
Yeah.
He's in a hot. I tell you another guy who's in a state of the offense. I'm going to give you guys another name that needs to go. And people are going to get mad at me. The left side of the infield needs to be changed. You can't depend on Gio no more. You can't.
He's
Gio's never healthy. Never healthy. He's going back to Cleveland days. He's never healthy.
Yeah.
This ain't new.
I got my shirt on for him because it's almost like
oh my God. I gotta see more of it. Look at this. I'm gonna get this one.
Baby.
I gotta get the white one.
You gotta get the
I'm gonna get the white one. Oh, that's classic.
It's a beautiful shirt, man.
That's classic.
I tell you one thing.
Designed by Francis himself, folks.
I mean, hey, come on.
You added such a beautiful form of elegance today. I gotta be honest.
I appreciate it, man.
It's just a beautiful form of elegance. I gotta make the Pee Wee Booney shirt.
Oh hell yeah.
I gotta get some of those out.
We're into the game. They won't kick us out. Come on, we don't do that shit.
But fam, I'm telling you, man, the left side of the infield.
Yeah, no,
I don't know, man. The Yankees got options.
I really freaking love Gio, but that's the thing.
But you can't depend on these guys and give them money.
Options, exactly. When you have the options that the Yankees have, it's like, are you going to justify paying these guys? Are you going to pay these guys? Like, I don't see it happening. It's going to be a sad day.
I almost want to give a major spoiler alert on my off-season plans, but I don't really want to, in a sense, because that's actually a big part of it, is that you don't go out there and sign any of these guys because how much prospects they have. And I go out there and I do 2 signings. I will look to see how much it will take to get Robbie Ray here, because I think adding a strikeout lefty, I don't care if you think it's a fluke or not. I don't think this guy's a fluke. This guy's a gamer. He's a gamer, and I've been saying it for years about him.
Listen,
and then 2, you got to re-sign Aaron Judge. And you got to re-sign Aaron Judge. You got to lock Judge up. You got to extend him now. You can't wait. You can't. It's at this point. I'm gonna keep it real. It's fucked up. It's fucked up.
Oh, we said it.
It's fucked up.
We said it months ago. I was saying my whole thing when we first even started like doing the roundtable and all that shit was just like the fact that they haven't had the conversation.
It's fucked. The only way I can say is it's fucked up. If Aaron Judge is not re-signed this offseason, I'm not joking. If I'm him, I'm gone. Anybody would. I understand New York's right, or it's gonna hurt the Yankees. It would have to hurt them.
In my mind, in my mind, if they're not gonna re-sign him or extend him this winter, it's because they're gonna let him walk.
That's what Pop said. Hey,
I'm telling you right
Pop's
now,
been saying
Yankee
it.
fans, I know you guys don't want to hear it. You got your Dan Rourke's out there who will literally have a heart attack.
Oh, he died. He
won't wake
overnight.
up. But I'm gonna tell you right now, if the Yankees
Pops
don't
might
extend
too. God forbid.
Judge, if they don't extend Aaron Judge this winter, they might be looking at letting him walk.
Fam, let me tell you something. I mean, that will be a major sign, because look, if I'm Aaron Judge,
and they're gonna tell you, and they're gonna try to sell it to you like, oh, well, we got Stanton already.
not freak that. That's what Pop said.
And Dominguez is coming up.
That's what
and all
Pop
this
said.
Other bullshit. But listen,
that's exact. Pop said the excuse is gonna be Stanton.
Of course,
that's what Pop said. We don't need 2 of the same player. And I'm gonna keep it real quick.
The problem is they're not
the same player. Judge is so many levels beyond. It's not even close.
It's not even close.
It's not even close.
They were the same player years apart.
When Stanton was actually one of the best hitters in baseball.
Exactly. Giancarlo was at what Aaron Judge is now was what Giancarlo was in 2017.
Yes.
But they're not the same player now.
Here's the thing. Like let's look at, and by the way, they're probably the 2 best hitters on the club right now. Stanton and Judge. No, so this is not a knock on Stanton.
And doing what doing what they do.
So they're carrying the offense. So since we're obviously talking about dissolve, we'll save a lot of the offseason stuff. But that's something that I've considered and I think makes a lot of sense. But let me read you these numbers.
They should extend them.
They have to. I mean, let me read you these numbers real quick. This is Stanton. Over his last 30 games, 107 at-bats, 10 homers, 27 RBIs, 318. Phenomenal. Aaron Judge, last 30 games, 114, 9 homers, 26 RBIs, 351 is what Aaron Judge is batting. 649 slugging percentage, 429 on-base percentage.
Jesus.
Holy crap. This guy has been off the charts good this year. And if you didn't have your Ohtanis, and Aaron Judge didn't miss with COVID, miss all those games he missed, you may have another guy in that conversation undoubtedly about the MVP award.
Oh hell!
And it's Aaron James Judge. I might just change his name to James Judge. Kind of like that. James Judge. James Judge
listen,
is on another. He might evolve. He might evolve and switch the first and the middle name and become James Aaron Judge.
I'm telling you right now, if
Jad.
Listen, I don't know, but they should extend. They should definitely extend them. I mean, it's
how do you not? How do you sell that to the fan base though? How do you sell that? And like Pops always says, he pays himself. That's the reason he thinks he'll be back.
Yeah,
is because at the end of the day, he kind of pays for himself because his jersey and everything sells so much. Yeah. Imagine how shameful it's going to be to remove the judges' chambers.
Yeah.
Oh, that's going to be shameful.
It would be terrible.
It's like admitting defeat.
No, it would be terrible.
If I'm judging his agent, I tell him flat out, Aaron, look, where else would you want to play? This is my conversation with Judge if I'm his agent. If the Yankees don't extend him this offseason, where else do you want to play that you would actually go to? Because now it's time to play real hardball. Where would you want to go? He goes, the Angels. I mean, that's where he's from. Maybe the Angels.
San Francisco.
And they're going to have money. Both teams have this, a lot of it.
When it comes to Judge, the team that scares me the most probably is San Francisco.
Because think about it. If I'm his agent, I'm saying, Aaron, if you want to go to those 2 teams, we're going to get big offers from them. I'll tell you right now, you're going to get big offers from them. If you want to stay here, you let them pay.
San Francisco's playing good fucking ball right now.
Yep. You let and I would tell them just like that. Well, let them pay. If they want you, they're gonna pay. They are gonna pay out their ass pay. And if they don't, you got a place you want to go to. Yeah. And they're winners.
At the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? Aaron Judge is not as young as some of these guys, so it's not going to be the $300 million contract.
No, it's not going to be a gigantic ass deal.
But it's also not going to be. It's not going to be a cheapie.
It'll be over 2.
It's not going to be a cheapie.
It'll definitely be over 200. I don't see how it's not. I don't see. He's one of the best. I mean, he's top 5. Healthy, he's top 5. Top 5.
That's what I'm saying though. It's like, do we let I don't think. Yeah,
That's why I said you don't go out there and lock up these shortstops. You let Correa, let them all go. We got a lot.
But I don't even want, like, to be honest, like, it's not at this point. It's like, if we don't, like, we didn't trade for Trevor Story, so it's like I don't even. It's like, look, we got Glaber right now, or we got Velasquez. Volpe looks like he's gonna be the guy at this point.
Volpe could be up next year.
I'm saying, like, why not just like coast until we can get him up here and see what he's gonna be and what he's
put the money elsewhere. Put some of that money elsewhere. Look, Robbie Ray.
It needs to go elsewhere. It needs to go to starting pitching.
Even if Robbie Ray, even if I'm saying if he's gonna finish this year great, that's not gonna warrant him a gigantic contract. He's not gonna get this he's not gonna get a Patrick Corbin deal. I don't see that. Will a team offer him maybe like an exuberant contract out of nowhere? Potentially. But it's not going to be some $30 million, $28, $26 million a year deal. No way. He's not going to get that.
Pitching is always at a premium, and we know that.
He's not. I don't see him getting something that big. And I think Robbie Ray. Let me just double check something real quick. And I know we're on the offense, guys. So obviously we're still talking about that. But this is just a very interesting thing to talk about before we wrap up. Robbie Ray.
He's October. He's my age. He's about to be 30 this October.
Yeah, he's about to be 30 years old.
Or whatever. So he's not like a spring chicken either.
No.
Listen, Robbie Ray is actually, if you ask me, he's very signable.
No, definitely. And that's my point. Look at the 159 innings, 202 strikeouts, only 38 walks. Whatever they did, they fixed them.
271 ERA, and he's pitching in our division. He's
Francis. You've seen all my. You've
shown he can do it,
and you've seen my lives when I used to talk about this guy. All I ever said about him was he has one of the best sliders. He strikes guys out. He misses bats. He just misses with command. If you can ever fix that to a degree, a little. I used to talk about it. If you could drop that number, it was like what? I think it was like at 4 point something walks per 9. So I said if you bring it down to 3.2. You got a guy who is legitimately good, and they've done that. And look what he's doing, and also a hitter-friendly ballpark.
Yeah,
hitter-friendly ballpark. He misses bats.
To me, it's a no-brainer.
To me, that's the route you go.
To me, it's a no fucking brainer. We have had the same issues that we've had for years with pitching, and I think it's clear as day, man. Like you can't mess around. Like Scherzer's going to be out there. People are going to be like gunning, for him and other guys.
He don't want to go to the Yankees though. That's already obvious now.
No, I'm saying he's not coming to the Yankees, but I'm saying like the fact that he's out there,
right?
That's a big fish in the starting pitching market that a lot of people are going to be paying attention to. I think if you're the Yankees, just be smart. I would go to Robbie Ray right off the jump and just say, like, let's not even waste time. Like, what are you looking for? What's it going to take? This guy's a lefty who's proven himself in our division this year.
Fam, Ray and Judge. That's it. I'm not even joking. That's it. Everybody.
I would probably re-sign Rizzo too. But
Oh yeah. Definitely Rizzo. But again,
if that was it, if those were the three moves.
I think the reason why I don't even think about Rizzo right now is because he's not going to take this monster contract. So it's not like something I think really hurts them too much. And to be fair to the Yankees, you got a little bargaining with him too right now because he's not playing the greatest ball right now either.
True.
He's getting hot again, which is nice.
True.
We know what his value is, but you could sit there and be like, okay, we know what your value is.
Yeah.
Here's the deal. And if he doesn't accept it, then
he doesn't accept it.
But the thing is, what other offer is really beating it? How many teams are going to line up and be like, oh, we'll give Anthony Rizzo $20+ million a year? That's not happening. That's not going to happen.
He'll have a market. I mean, for sure,
he'll have a market.
I know he'll have a market. And we might be bidding against, teams like Boston and whatever. And yeah, it'll happen. But I feel like that's where we need to be like the most careful. Like I will be ridiculously pissed if we allowed Anthony Rizzo to walk to Boston.
No way.
Like,
no way.
Fuck no.
Voit, unfortunately,
I know he struggles a little bit or whatever. So, but again, he's another guy, even more than Gallo, that his mere presence in the lineup,
and he fits the lineup too well.
Even when he's struggling,
Correct.
his mere presence there provides so much fucking protection.
And at Yankee Stadium for a full season,
come on,
the homer numbers are going to go up.
Come on.
Batting average may stick around 250. You don't know, but the homers are going to go up, and the defense alone makes him too valuable to this club. Alone makes him too valuable.
From what we saw so far from this new look lineup with Gallo and Rizzo and whatever, if I'm the Yankees, I'm like, listen, no matter what happens this season, we definitely got to run it back next season with this lineup and see what this does. Like for over a whole season, what's the real impact of having guys like this in the lineup? And like, let's see, because I'm telling you, like, our first half of the season doesn't go the way that it went if we would have had this lineup all year.
No way.
There's no way.
It's like you said, the production, just alone, the split in the lineup makes it better. And we know Joey Gallo hasn't done great with the Yankees. Understandable, fine. I could see people being upset about that. I still think there's a much better talent in there. I think he'll get hot again. I just hope he gets hot at the right time, because Joey Gallo's that type of guy that he'll get hot and he just pops homers left and right. But the state of the offense, I mean, you even look at what they've done right now with Voit. I kind of feel like that relationship is just being destroyed. I just kind of feel like that relationship is at a really bad point.
They're going about that shit all wrong.
To try to rekindle that and make that your starting first baseman just makes no sense to me going forward. It makes no sense to me. Anthony Rizzo's the guy you chose. You made a decision. I think that's the guy you go with.
And he was the right decision.
It is the right decision, no doubt about it. Brian Cashman gets a pat on the back all day from me on that one. That's the right decision to make. Yeah. When a guy like Rizzo's available, you get him. I mean, no matter, Voigt's coming back. Nah, we got to get the better player.
So what?
And
like,
they did
especially
that.
When your team is bereft of power hitting, left-handed talent,
right?
And could use a glove at first base to shore up the infield, and there was too many reasons why it made all the sense in the world, and
it still does, and it makes more sense even next year.
They're fucking up. They're fucking up with Voit.
At this point,
him taking away at bats and whatever you're putting, and you're doing it for
in the name of Brett Gardner.
Stupidest fucking reason. It's not even for Rizzo. It's not even for Stan. It's for Brett fucking Gardner.
Yep.
Like, what the fuck are we doing, man? Like, what are we doing? What are we doing? Like, why do we know? We are forced. We can't go 4 or 5 games on a high, enjoying ourselves. Like, food starts to taste better, the air smells nice, everything is good, and then they put Aaron Judge in the starting.
Voit,
not Aaron Judge. Then they put Brett Gardner in the goddamn lineup, and it's just like, here we go, reality.
Luke Voit in his last 30 games, 92 at bats, 5 homers, 24 RBIs, 315 average. His last 15, because people say he's struggling. Only 38 at bats, 316 average still. Problem is, like you said, right after Oakland, he's all of a sudden he's sitting. And it's like they just interfered with him being hot. And his last 17 at-bats, 3 hits, no homers, 176 average, 9 strikeouts.
Yeah, well,
he's not getting consistent at-bats again. It's affecting him.
Exactly. How many of those games is he pinch hitting in?
Exactly.
Because I got into a back and forth with a guy this week who was telling me, what's the big deal? You guys complaining about getting Voit in the lineup, but when he goes up there, all he does is strike out. I'm like, he's getting one fucking at-bat a game. What do you want him to do? And who was it?
Somebody even tweeted me too, and he said, well, at this point, he has to make do or whatever at bats he gets. No.
Oh, fuck, he doesn't.
No, he doesn't.
Brett Gardner should not go on. There should not be a stretch of games, barring injury. There should not be a stretch of games where Brett Gardner is getting more at bats than Luke Voit.
No way.
Giancarlo Stanton.
Not at all.
It's unfathomable. It should not fucking happen.
And especially when the Yankees actually have center fielders.
And especially not in September with the postseason around the corner.
Man, that's always going to be my thing with Boone. I'll keep saying it.
You want these guys to get hot. You want them to walk into the postseason with a full head of steam.
Gardner's last 15, 206 average. Last 30, I'll be nice to him, 250.
Wonderful.
Last 30, 250. Last 7, 190.
Beautiful.
So that's
well, his 250 is a lot like Glaber's 250.
Yeah. 100%. I mean, and even Gio, you know, like we're just go around the team with their offense right now. Gio's been struggling a lot whenever he's been healthy.
Because the thing is, like, I don't know that he's even been 100% at any point this year. He's another one that gave me major DJ vibes, where it's just like something's kind of off with this guy, but he's trooping through it because whatever.
Yep, last seven for Rizzo, 292. So Rizzo's getting back to being a little bit hot. Let me see. There was another. Who else did I want to see? We saw Judge already. Let's look at what DJ's been up to. DJ LeMahieu last 30, 272, 2 homers. Last 15, 242, and his last 7, 259. So almost baseline of what he's done most of the year. Which is underperformed. Yeah. To be fair. I mean, it's definitely he's definitely underperformed. He's getting much better at bats recently, but undoubtedly underperforming, and that's what we're seeing right now with this lineup overall. Is that right now? And I talked about this earlier, and fans, fans are in love with Gary Sanchez. It's weird. I don't get it. I don't get the fan love of Gary Sanchez. His last 30, 194. He's back to what he was before. Last 7, even worse, 130.
It's a troll job at this point.
It's weird.
You got the Gary Sanchez resurgence bandwagon guy, and then all these other people. But it's your typical troll job at this point that people are just like. Well, because, like, look, I love Gary Sanchez as much as the next guy. I was very happy when he first came up because the talent was there. Everything was there. But there's no denying at this point that Gary Sanchez's work ethic is what it is. Right?
You know when somebody becomes really bad?
To be a great hitter.
Somebody becomes really bad when you start just saying, well, there's no other catcher that, hits a homer like he does. That's when you know somebody, like, they're trying to find a bottom of the barrel to make somebody sound good. Well, he's a better productive hitting catcher. That don't mean shit. Honestly, that really doesn't mean shit.
I mean, I'll tell you this. The only argument that, like, I've given any credence to, because it's 100% true, is that if you look around the league, there aren't too many teams with catchers performing much better than Gary Sanchez. And it's true.
Right.
I mean, you got Real Muto. You got Salvador Perez, who's having
40 homers,
who's having a renaissance year. But other than that, there's not too many guys who are just like head and shoulders above Gary Sanchez.
But here's my question.
I get it.
And this is the question that I always respond to that with, right? Are we then? So basically, the assumption is we just settle on mediocre. Or we settle on, well, at least, he hits a homer every now and then. That's our catcher.
I mean, with the Yankees these days and the analytics team or whatever, I think that's what it's come to.
Because let's be real here. Gary Sanchez isn't good. I mean, he's not even
would say good. I would say he's good. I don't think he's great or elite by any stretch. He's good. He's okay.
Yeah, he's your power hitting catcher. I think that's the best way to say him. He's a power hitting catcher. And it's not like power hitting to the fact he's hitting 35 homers anymore, 30 plus. 18 right now this year.
Exactly. To me, that's what's like, oh man, like what, because it's just like, okay, like you can strike out a lot and maybe not have the average, but like you got to at least give me 30, 35 bombs then.
Not 320 at bats. 18 homers, 213. I mean, what's his overall slugging this year? His overall slugging percentage this year is .428. Not bad, not terrible, but definitely far from his Gary Sanchez 400 at bats days of a .525 slugging, .531 slugging, .657 slugging. That's not who he is. Yeah, that's not who he is. So the state of the offense right now is throw it on the screen. That beautiful little thing I made there. State of the offense. It's not good right now, fam, and we're kind of struggling right there in that, but it's not what you want. We definitely know that, but it's what we have, right? And that's where I leave the show at. That's the wrap up right there. State of the offense is not where we need it to be.
Got to pick it up. What we lost? We won yesterday's game 4-3. We lost today 4-3. So you're talking about 7 runs in the first 2 games against the Orioles, that's pretty telling. That's pretty telling. I mean, yeah, I know John Means was going in game 1, but game 2 only scored 3 runs, got no hit through 6 against a guy making his 3rd big league start. Not a good sign offensively. New York, not a good sign offensively. Got to pick it up. We got to beat the teams we're supposed to beat. So let's see. Let's see what happens down the stretch. It's going to be an interesting run.
Let's see. Tomorrow's game, Aiken is on the mound, who has a 6.90 ERA versus Corey Kluber. And that's a 1:00 game.
Yeah, Corey's getting his 2nd start back. Listen, man.
And then Tyone goes against the Blue Jays. My God.
Yeah, Tyone's got the Jays. We got 4 games against the Jays after this Baltimore series. So,
before this airs, you guys will have a good idea of what happens. Oh, you'll already know what happened in that game because it'll be about 4 hours into it. The game's at 1:00 start time. Yeah. You'll either be happy coming on here saying that Kluber did well, we finally hit, or it's more the same shit.
This is a big series.
Another nail
coming
biter.
Up.
Another nail biter against
I'm saying this is a big series coming up right now with the Blue Jays. 4 games. You can't lose 3 out of those 4. You got to at least split that series. And then you got 3 against the Mets at Citi Field, who are starting to win games as of late. But again, got to win that series.
Yeah.
Got to win that series. And then you got 9 straight against Baltimore, Cleveland, and Texas, which you should do very well in before ending your season with Boston, Toronto, and Tampa.
Facts.
So, interesting stuff.
Interesting stuff coming up. Well, Francis, I'll leave it up to you for the wonderful tagline.
Oh, yeah, I already know, man. Keep it locked here because our next episode is the best episode. Designated Spittaz, we back.
I love it. Yeah, hey, Dominican Pete.
That's right.
Dominican Pete. And just one more before we leave.
For the road, for good luck. For good luck. There we go. It's good stuff, ain't it?
Oh, man. Hope my fiance is ready.
Woo-wee.
All right, fam. We back. We feeling wonderful. You know what I mean? We're back. We're feeling wonderful. Everything is good. Don't worry, guys. Designated Spittaz. We're going to be here no matter what. Okay? We're going to be here no matter what. So like Francis said, next episode is the best episode. Always facts. We will talk to you guys again next time. We out.
Yeah.